Omoshola Deji, your favorite political scientist, public affairs analyst. Today, we are going to be analyzing the politics of the United States. Yesterday, the U.S. The U.S. presidential debate held between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, the candidate of the Republican and Democratic Party. So, if you watch yesterday's show, I had a bit of explanation to make as regards the election. I think one of my viewers talked about the debate, and I think they asked a question. So from the question, we moved to the politics of global wars as regards Russia, then Ukraine, and the U.S. intervention. And I was able to assert that I think the Ukraine war is a time war. It would have happened, Russia would have still invaded Ukraine, except if Ukraine is ready to kind of like be a loyal dog to Russia and still remain in the Soviet Union. But so long as Russia is no, I think so long as Ukraine, rather, apologies, so long as Ukraine is trying to align with the West, definitely there's no way Russia is still not going to revolt. So I was able to watch the debate, although while I was watching it, it was quite late, so I slept off. I had to get the video and replay it back and watch it from the beginning to the end. So today we'll be talking about that particular debate that held between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. It was an interesting debate anyway. I enjoyed it. It wasn't much of below expectation. It's just that the discussion in the debate went so much deep. It was as if I think what I can call something like a venom between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. So I feel that maybe the debate could have been done in a more kind of like better way, but then it didn't fall short, or it didn't fall totally short of expectation. So I'll be talking about the prospect of the candidate. We'll be doing a review of the debate. I'll be talking about the policies of the candidate as argued in the debate. So you must have seen it in the flyer that I put out. So it's going to be a very detailed analysis. I didn't plan to talk about the U.S. election today, although if you're my regular watcher, you see that I've written about the U.S. election during the impeachment of Trump, where I made a comparative assessment as regarding how the U.S. is operating and Nigeria. So I made a comparative assessment that particular year. And after that, when the assassination attempt on Trump, I also made a video doing some kind of analysis as regards the implication. So if you want to check that, you may check my YouTube channel later on. But today, we are going to talk about that election. That's why I said you should try and be dropping your comment and make it engaging, because I think it was Freedom Trades. Yeah, it was one of my viewers yesterday, Freedom Trades, that raised the issue of the debate. And we had this discussion as regards Russia, Ukraine. It was a kind of like good conversation. I wish I've activated the call-in session. If I've activated the call-in session, I would have loved to hear from them. But trust me, I'm seriously working on it. And once it's activated, you guys can call in. So trust me, we will be making it happen. Edu election is coming. I have my detailed analysis. I'm thinking of maybe 19 or 20, but trust me, I will give you guys a thorough notification ahead of when I'm going to be dropping my in-depth analysis as regards the Edo gubernatorial election. A lot has been happening in Edo State, so you just want to stick around. And some of you, maybe you've not been opportune to watch my election analysis before. Actually, my niche, when I started as a political scientist, my niche mainly was to foretell the outcome of election. But in this case, because if I foretell it and it favors the PDP or I foretell it and it favors the APC, either sides are just going to come for me. So what I'll be doing is to do a thorough analysis of the Edo election in the days ahead. Then I'll leave you to your judgment. I don't want anybody to come for me. So because if I say, oh, Labour Party, APC or PDP is going to win, even some of you may come and start saying, oh, maybe they just been bribed, maybe they just collect money. Well, I'm loyal to you guys. I speak not minding whose ox is God. So there's no way I'm going to collect money from anybody. So I'm just going to give you the in-depth analysis of it in the days ahead, but I won't foretell the outcome in this case, because I don't want to land into trouble with some of you that are very, very political. So the analysis of the US election, we're going to do that. And also, we are also going to touch on the one of Borno State. There's flood in Borno State, there's prison break. What is the why and the consequence? We're going to be looking at that, the why and the consequence of the flooding and the prison break. No, not prison break, apologies. The escape, right? Because it was the flood that brought about the escape. So we'll be diving into the analysis of Borno State. Don't forget that the vice president, Kashim Shettima, is from Borno State, and he was a former governor in that state. That makes that analysis interesting, isn't it? And you can see the photo ops whereby he was walking inside dirty water and all that. I will give you the political arithmetic that warrants that. You can always trust me for all this in-depth analysis. So I've given you the outline of what you expect today. The US presidential debate. If you are in the US, if you are in the United States of America, do well to drop your comment, because I'm thinking maybe I should go first with the presidential debate, or I should go first with the Borno election. Because if you look at the time right now in the United States, I think most people will just be resuming from work, and I want these people to be part of the conversation. I want them to get the vibe of the analysis. I want them to feel it as it ought. So I'm thinking maybe I should go with the in-depth analysis of the Borno election first, then return back to the United States. So do well to drop your comment. It would be nice to hear from you. Like I always say, this is Polithink with Dr. Omoshola Deji, political scientist. Here on this platform, we learn from each other, okay? I give you analysis of politics and happenings in the polity. On this platform, we don't abuse, we don't insult, we are very detribalized, we learn from each other, we have fun, regardless of which tribe you are, whether you are Igbo, whether you are Hausa, whether you are Ibibio, we don't care about your tribe, we just learn from each other, we just have great fun, we just analyze politics and happenings in the polity. And that's why I usually respond to comments. So if you are my regular watcher, if you're some of the people that watch me regularly, do well to drop a comment, because it's going to be an interesting time today, so that I can appoint class captain. I like that when I have a very crucial, a very detailed analysis to make, I like to appoint class captain. So if you know that I know you, I familiarize myself with my viewer. So if you are sure that, oh, okay, Dr. Deji knows me, do well to drop your comment. Maybe you are the one that I will appoint as class captain. I like to appoint 3 class captain, okay? So now, I think because we are talking about the US, I would like to be kind to the people that are in the United States, okay? So maybe I should start with the flood in Borno and the escape of prisoners. You would have heard it in the news that 268 people escaped from Borno prison. The first thing that will be helpful to us is to first of all look at it that in Borno, if 268 people escape, what could be their crime? I think that's a very good way to start. In Borno State, if 268 people escape, let us look at the crime prevalent in that part of the country, for you to know the implication, because I'm going to come from Borno to Lagos State. I'm going to come from Borno to FCT. So you just have to stay with me on this. Now, the prevalent crime in that part of the country are kind of what we can call extremist crimes, so to say. For instance, I don't think there is in that prison there will be no much of rapists, for instance. There will be no much of rapists, but there will be people that have found themselves in prison maybe because they subscribe to the ideals of Boko Haram, or they are caught in the process of banditry, terrorism, and all that. So if 268 people, and you know that Nigerian prison, one thing Nigerian prison does to you is to radicalize you. Yes, you heard me right. The prison is supposed to be a correctional center whereby when you have sinned against the state, or you have sinned against your fellow citizen, and the state finds you wanting, and you pass through the process of court, and you are found guilty and you are in prison, what you are there for in that prison, which is now called correctional center, is for the state or the country to put you through a rehabilitative process, for the country to rehabilitate you. But in the case of Nigeria, first time prisoners, when they come out, they become they become more brutal, they become more radical. Because why? In the Nigerian prison, correction doesn't really take place. Maybe they just lock them up in a place and feed them, and you don't want to see the kind of like food that they eat in Nigerian prison. Unlike foreign prisons, you know that maybe you may have been opportune to watch some of the documentary in foreign prisons. If you see the situation in some of these foreign prisons, you may be tempted to commit crime. For instance, if you are poor in Nigeria, if you are living in abject poverty, abject sorrow, abject penury, and you see a prison that they are being served 3 square meal, some of them are being given chicken, you think that doesn't it pay to be a prisoner than to be a free man? So the thing is, abroad, most of those prisoners there, they are well taken care of because they believe that it is part of their human right, so to say. But in Nigeria, it's a different ball game. Now, if there is a flood anywhere, I've told you the categories of people that you can find in that prison, and the implication of that when such people escape. Don't say that it cannot get to you. Yes, I think I need to say that. Don't say that the prison break that occurred, don't say it cannot get to you. Okay? Prison escape, rather. I don't know why I keep saying prison break. The escape that occurred, don't say it cannot affect you. Because let's imagine that a prisoner escape. It is only a foolish prisoner that will escape and remain within that territory. Yes, it is only a foolish prisoner that will escape and remain within that territory. A wise prisoner will migrate because Nigerian government doesn't have adequate documentation. So any wise prisoner will first of all migrate to the neighboring state. And you know that even our inter-country borders with our neighboring countries are porous, not to not talk of our interstate borders. In fact, is there any borders between the states? So there's no way that the security agencies can lay manhunt and they can effectively catch all these guys. That is impossible. Some of them would have escaped for real, and that is the end of it. So in that kind of situation, the wise one among them will first of all migrate to another state. Then they will try to go far, whereby the hands of the police in that zone cannot be able to get to them. And one of the places they can go that their records will have no trace, that it will be erased, is Lagos State, a thriving state whereby how do I put this? One person doesn't have the time of another person. You understand? So if a prisoner escape in Borno and find his way to Lagos State and is living among the Hausa community in Lagos State, how do you want to know that that person is a prisoner? And don't say they can't find their way here. If people can find their way all the way from Niger, if people can find their way all the way from Mali to Lagos State, definitely people from Borno, a prisoner that escaped from Borno, it may take him time. He may not have adequate resources. He may join the truck that is bringing cow from Borno or from the north to Lagos. He may join the truck that is bringing tomato. He may join the truck that is bringing charcoal to Lagos State. But the truth is, such a prisoner, at the end of the day, if he finds his way into Lagos State, and that prisoner, based on the condition of Nigerian prison, have been radicalized, definitely you know what you would expect, because Nigerian prison doesn't correct you. So some of those prisoners will be sinner repentant, to use that word. Some of them will be sinner repentant. They'll be grateful to God and we want to just live a modest life. Maybe they can find one keke marwa or something and just be, living their life. But you can't rule out the fact that because fingers are not equal, some of them, that radicalism, that criminality will naturally re-involve in them over time. And that is insecurity for the people of the state that they are in. What am I trying to say? If you see in a place that there is prison break, don't say it doesn't concern me. Don't go and sleep and say it's Borno now, it cannot get to me, it cannot affect me. I'm in Lagos, I'm in Abuja, I'm in Ogun State, I'm in Enugu, I'm safe. No, we are not safe, because these people will eventually find their way into the community. So the vice president, Kashim Shettima, maybe was delegated or he went on his own to the Borno State, and when he got there, maybe you have seen the video whereby he was walking in the flood, in the muddy water. For me, that was one of a crisis management tactics for the president to have, for the vice president to have been proactive, because if he doesn't behave like that, if the people, out of the annoyance of increasing petroleum pump price, do you know what would have happened? Right? It would have been greeted with maybe a massive protest or something. But it doesn't make the presence of the vice president itself is like an indictment on the man, because this is a state that you ruled for 8 years. So is it that during your 8 years there's no flood management control, that you ruled a state for 8 years? I think he handed over to Professor Zulum. Professor Zulum now is in his 5th year. So Kashim Shettima, the vice president, is the immediate past governor. So his hands, his legacies, as his policies are still fresh in the state. So if your policies and legacies are still fresh in a state, and that state is experiencing flooding, it is an indictment to you too. So I think Nigerian leaders should learn to do the right thing, not trying to do something that will create, photo ops and all that. No, I'm not persuaded by the visit of the vice president. In fact, it would have been consolatory. I would have been persuaded if another person had visited Borno. You understand? If another person in the presidency. But for it to be the vice president that was governor in that state for 8 years, that still went to visit Borno, to go and commensurate with them for flood, definitely he went there as an indictment unto himself. That's my belief, because I believe that if he has ruled that state and he has put the right policies in place, he has put the right drainage in place, if he has embarked on massive orientation of the people, definitely the situation will not be like that. Willie, my brother, I see you. Welcome. I'm trying to wait for the people in the United States before I dive deep into the analysis of the US presidential debate. I'll be talking about the politics, the prospects, and the performance of the candidate. But this is an analysis for people in the United States, and I think by now, all things being equal, maybe the people in the United States will be like, will be around 6 p.m. No, after 5, maybe almost 5:30 in some part of the United States. So I'm first of all wetting the ground to make sure that, okay, I talk about the Borno issue first, and by the time I'm done with that, maybe some of them would have joined us, because I want to carry them along. They were the people that dragged me into the US analysis yesterday when they brought up the issue of the debate, and we have a bit of extensive, interesting conversation as regards Russia, Ukraine, and global politics, the role of the United States in the Russia-Ukraine war, and I made some great, interesting assertions, but I don't want to repeat myself. If you missed that, trust me, you missed a whole lot. So after this, you may want to go back to the video of yesterday if you missed that particular analysis. But today we are going to focus on the debate. And another bonus in that debate is I'll be talking about I'll be making a comparative analysis of the US electoral system and the Nigerian electoral system. I'll be making that great comparative analysis for you. If you have missed any of my analysis, trust me, you don't want to miss the one of this evening. If you are watching me for the first time, maybe YouTube recommend my video to you, do well to subscribe and turn on the notification button. Like I said, my name is Dr. Omoshola Deji. Yes, I'm a political scientist. Yes, that's my training. PhD in political science. That's my degree. So if you are watching me right now and you are interested in politics and happenings in the polity, you are definitely in the right channel. So the US, no, I think I'm still on Borno, right? So I think George Bay, right? I see you, George. I see you. Willie, where are you watching me from? George, where are you watching me from? I need to be sure that, because I usually have viewers from the US, from Canada, so I just want to be sure that I have some viewers from US and Canada, so that I can kind of like start the analysis of the US presidential election and the whole electioneering process, because it's a very detailed, it's a very in-depth analysis, and I would love if some of my viewers watch that particular debate, so that as I bring forth, the analysis, as I pour the rain of analysis on you, definitely you'll be able to kind of like flow along with the analysis. And if you watch that debate, a very interesting debate which will make the US election, I think the upcoming US election is going to be one of the toughest in the history of electioneering in the United States. Why? I'll still come to that. I will tell you that. Okay, Willie, you are watching from Calabar, Cross River State. Thanks for reminding me, Willie. Good to see you. Okay, Godly Truth TV. It says you're watching from Springfield, Massachusetts. Okay, that's great. Godly Truth TV. Godly Truth. Did you watch the debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris? I need a comment from you. If you are watching me from the United States, do well to drop a comment. Let me know where you are watching from in the United States. That will inspire me greatly to go into the detailed analysis of the debate that went on yesterday, because people usually watch me from the United States very well. I have a lot of great viewers from the United States. That is one of the things that inspired me to come with this topic, because they are the one that that dragged me there yesterday. And trust me, if you drag me to any analysis on politics and happenings in the polity, I won't resist you. I'm just going to follow you there. So today we are there and we will go deep into it. Okay, Godly Truth TV, you say you watch the debate. Trust me, after a while I'm going to go into that analysis. But I'm still on the Borno case, while I try to wait for some of my viewers from the United States. If you are watching me for the first time, maybe YouTube recommend my video to you. Do well to subscribe and turn on the notification button, because this is where you get it fresh. This is where you get it hot. This is where you get an expert perspective, that covers all grounds on politics and happenings in polity. If you're of Nigerian origin, you're not just going to be hearing Nigerian analysis alone. You're going to be hearing analysis about Africa. Is something important happened in Cameroon today, for example, or in South Africa? Definitely, I'm just going to follow you there. Why? Because I've been tested a bit of times whereby I'll get some invite from the media. I was shocked one day when a media guy contacted me, a station on DSTV, and he says, "Oh, Doctor, did you want you to come and talk about South Africa?" I'm like, "Who? South Africa?" But then I don't like to kind of like say no. I just accepted, and trust me, to the glory of God, we made it happen, and we made it happen quite very well. So it's going to be an interesting time with you today. If you're watching me for the first time, take a moment to subscribe. Take a moment to turn on the notification button. Godly Truth TV. I haven't noticed you on my channel. Is this your first time of watching me? That's question one. And question two, I need you to please answer, do you have time or you are in an hurry? Okay, because when I do some very great analysis, when I have interesting topic, I like to appoint class captain. So Godly Truth TV, is this your first time of watching me? Because I've not noticed this name. I familiarize myself with my viewers, but I'm yet to. Okay, yes, it's your first time. Okay, thanks for that response. Please let me know if you have ample time and you can stick around with me, because I like to appoint class captain. Willie from Calabar, Cross River State, great guy, one of my regular viewers. I appreciate you, Willie. Aruna Aliu saying hi to me. Well, Aruna, I think it seems like I'm just seeing you for the first time on my channel, because I know my regular viewers. Like I say, if you're an academic and you are doing scholarly writings and your brain can write a PhD thesis, how many people are on my channel that I won't be able to recognize my regular viewers? And that's why I always say, make sure you drop a comment, because there is a reward for people that drop comment, and that is when I activate the phone-in session in the days ahead. Definitely, if I'm giving other people 3 minutes for contribution, I may decide to give them 10 minutes. I may decide to give them 5 minutes, because why? The Bible says, I know my people and my people know me. White Lion, I see you. I see you waving your hand. You are welcome, White Lion. White Lion, can you do a favor to tell me where you are watching from, please? I'd like to know where you are watching from. Mike Ajayi says, hi, watching you from Lagos. You're welcome, Mike Ajayi. White Lion, Mike Ajayi, I'm yet to kind of see you. Oh, one of my regular guys is here. Great guy, Stanley Ojuoru, right? Stanley is here. So those are my regular viewers. So Godly Truth TV, I asked you a question. I'm still waiting for your answer. Do you have ample time? Are you free to spend some quality time with me on this broadcast? Yes or no? Because I want one of my class captain from today to come from the United States. I'm going to appoint 3 class captain. When I make a very important analysis, I like to appoint class captain. So the class captains, what are the functions of the class captain? These are people that I believe understand this platform. But even if you are a first timer, because you are watching me from the United States, and my analysis is going to be deep about the politics and happenings in the politics in the United States tonight, it's only fair for me to have one of my class captain from the United States. Stanley, you understand this platform very well. You're very loyal to this platform. You are one of my class captain today, Stanley. I welcome you. And Willie, I would like to kind of like appoint you as one of my class captain, because you know you've been with me on this platform and you know this platform. If you are watching me for the first time, do well to subscribe. One of the rules on this platform for our first timers is we don't abuse, we don't curse. We learn from each other. You are learning from me. When you drop your comments, I also learn from you as well. And like I say, it's a rule on this platform. Don't say that your comment doesn't make sense. Don't be intimidated that the resource person, owns a PhD in political science, and you assume that, my comment is just nothing. No, I like to read your comment. If you believe your comment doesn't make sense, trust me, it makes sense to me. Like I usually say, I like to read comments that make sense and also comments that doesn't make sense. Thank you, Godly Truth TV, for subscribing. Willie, you are one of the class captains. Stanley, help me welcome Godly Truth TV. Noel is watching me live from Texas in the United States. You are welcome, Noel. I see you, Noel. You seem to be watching me for the first time, because this is the first time I'm noticing your name. White Lion is watching me from Europe, but he's originally from Delta State. White Lion, I see you. I greet you. You are welcome. Which country are you watching me from in Europe, White Lion? Which country? I'll be interested in knowing the country you are watching me from, because maybe in the next month, maybe the analysis is going to come to your country there in Europe. We cover all grounds on Polithink with Dr. Omoshola Deji. If you are watching me for the first time, make sure you subscribe, make sure you turn on the notification button, and make sure you like this video. The reason why you have to like this video is if YouTube recommends my video to you, you are reaping from the effort of other people that have liked the video. So when you like the video, other people will get to see it. So don't just sit down and enjoy my expert analysis on the politics of the United States. Do well to like this video, because if other people in my other broadcast do not like the video, maybe YouTube will not be recommending this live broadcast to you. So now I crave your indulgence for just 5 minutes for me to wrap up my analysis on the flood issue in Borno State before we go deep into it. Now, one of the things that saddens my heart on the issue of Borno State is that if you look at Nigeria is slow in terms of development. So if there's a flood that affects 1 million people, the problem is that out of those 1 million people, there are people that for them to get to the stage they are now, it is 20 years of hard work. Yeah, you heard me right. And it's not like their life is if I can use the word supersonic. For instance, you may find somebody that is living in a room and the best he has is maybe is just a mesuya or meti. In all his existence in life, that is the best he has been able to achieve. So that is TV that is saved, cooperative money for. That is foam, that is shoes, and flood will just come and just sweep everything away. If that happens, that means you have set that person back for so many years, because it took that person decades for it to get to that level. Although incredibly poor, it took that person decades. So if flood comes and wash away whatever that person has, definitely it's just like you have stripped the person naked. That is what it means. That is what it appears to be. So for me, the problem is that the Nigerian state doesn't know how to compensate adequately. That's one major thing that we need to look at. At the end of the day, the compensation they will give them would amount to nothing or almost nothing. Have you ever seen anybody that is adequately and fairly compensated in Nigeria? Nigerian government don't know how to compensate people. White Lion is watching me from Moscow in Russia. I think it will be safe to assert that this platform is like a mini world on its own, because I've had people watching me from Ghana, watching me from Angola, watching me from Europe, watching me from the Americas. I'm not sure whether I've had anybody watching me from Asia. I've had somebody watching me from Australia. That's the Oceania. White Lion, do well to subscribe, do well to turn on the notification button. You're welcome to Polithink. Now, the people that Polithink with me, I call them the Polithinkers. So right now, as we are Polithinking, we are the Polithinkers. So the issue of Borno State, why is there no adequate drainage? And another thing is, if you look at other climes, for instance, to use the United States, their maximum prison where hardened criminals, bandits, terrorists are located is usually far from a residential area. So why has Nigerian government failed to relocate that prison in such a way that even if there is flood, except you can swim under the water, but if you are working in the flood, there are strategic security agencies, there are strategic snipers that can order you to stop, else they gun you down. But we don't have that in Nigeria, because as Nigerian government adequately invest in the citizens that are not committing crime, not to talk of investing in criminals. If any of you are opportune to do your NYSC in Nigeria, you see that even graduates that did NYSC, that graduate in some camps, graduates are being felt like criminals. Yes, you heard me right. I think I came across a video days ago whereby somebody was complaining about what they are being fed in NYSC camp. So if graduates that use 4 years for a course, that ASU strike, SANU strike, internal strike, external strike, election year, all those delay, if a graduate can be fed like a prisoner, you can just imagine how a prisoner would be fed. So the thing is, Nigeria itself is at risk, because those prisoners, they need to go all out and get them back. Now, if you have stick with me in this analysis, now let's try and go to the United States. For that analysis, it's going to be very in-depth and very deep one. If you watch that debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, regardless of where you are watching from, what is your opinion about the debate? If you can drop a sentence, what did you feel about the debate? Was Kamala Harris up to expectation, or was she kind of like defeated by Donald Trump? I think one takeaway for me from that debate is, you see, that particular debate, with the age of Trump and its level of articulation, if you listen to that debate, his intelligence for that age left me wondering, can Nigerian leaders of the age of Trump, do they have such an intellectual sophistry? Let's be realistic with ourselves. Look at Buhari. You remember the debate whereby Oshibajo was like his microphone. So it made me feel a bit jealous that how can Trump will be in his 70s, septuagenarian. If a septuagenarian can behave like that, can articulate himself like that, definitely Nigerian leaders, you need to check yourself. Godly True TV says she was too scripted. Well, I won't disagree with you, for the reason that I saw something online today whereby they were likening the earring that Kamala Harris was putting on to a kind of electronic device that you can be using to get feedback and communicate. So I think it was somebody that cast that thing online. So if you say she was too scripted, well, I won't disagree with you, because maybe Kamala Harris was using that earring to kind of like receive feedback, and I think that is like a wardrobe deficiency, if I can put it like that. Because if you know that your principal is going for an important debate and the world is watching, and you know that people all over the world, millions of people are watching, they could have dressed her in such a way that her hair would cover that particular piece from start to finish. She could have dressed in such a way. Women have a lot of freedom to twist their hair the way they like. So if her hair had effectively covered that earring that looks like an electronic device, has been asserted by people, definitely there won't be criticisms for her. But I think Kamala Harris did not do badly. You know why I said so? This is her first time, and trust me, experience counts. Yeah, experience counts a lot. This is her first time for a presidential debate. Kamala Harris has not had the opportunity to mount a podium to speak about her aspiration to be a president. And this Kamala Harris, one thing about her is that she carries two burdens. Number one, she has to defend the past policies that she believes in, and people are accusing her of what we call policy inconsistency. They are saying that, Kamala Harris, you believe in something 5 years ago, now you tend to be shifting ground. What has happened? What has changed? If you watch that debate, you would see such argument being put forward by the moderators themselves. So it's not easy to carry such baggage in such a way that if you have policy inconsistency, first you'll be debating against yourself, which is one of the things that happened to Kamala Harris, and also you would be defending the baggage of your principal, Joe Biden, because it is a joint ticket. So you are going on that podium to sell yourself, to defend your policy inconsistency, and to kind of like defend the policy deficiency or inaction of the Joe Biden administration. So Kamala Harris was wearing, three garments, which, is kind of heavy for her. But let's look at Trump, for instance. Trump has been involved in presidential debate. So the thing is, you would ordinarily expect that naturally Trump would be in position to perform creditably well, to have an edge above Kamala Harris, because he has stood on that podium quite a number of times. So, and experience counts. But for me, sincerely, I don't think that Kamala Harris behaved badly. Godly True TV is saying, in order to win the debate, you must connect with authentic way. Yes, I agree with you. But the thing is, that's one of the things that I talked about inexperience, right? Inexperience really matters because it will kind of like, for instance, if you bring Kamala Harris to the stage for another debate, that debate that she participated in, she would have learned some lessons. And one of the things that I will use to falter is that I believe that in her team, she should have had quite an experienced people in that team. For instance, that kind of like earpiece something, or what do they call it, that electronic device that also allegedly functions as hearing, is a minus. Is a minus. So those are what inexperience, those are what it brings. But for me, I think in fairness to her, she didn't perform too badly. But what I can applaud is Trump's intellectual sagacity at old age. If you watch that debate, his delivery, his flows, his articulation, his intelligence. Though he made some false assertions that the moderators were forced to correct him, just like when he said that the locals were crying that the migrants were eating their dogs, right? The moderator said no, that they even contacted, I think, one of the leaders in that side, that assertion is false. So you find Trump making some kind of false assertion that you would have expected him not to make. You would have expected him to come with some strong argument, which he failed to kind of like come up with. And then another thing is, apart from debate experience, counting for Trump, Patricia Okuke says, I beg, let's talk about how to better Nigeria and leave America that is already made. Well, the thing is, on this platform, we talk about everywhere. The debate is something to talk about. And if you listen to me, Patricia, I'm still coming to link it to the electioneering in Nigeria. There are some great lessons to learn. Or maybe I should just be mixing it straight with my analysis. For instance, I said that, look at Trump, right? That debate really exposed a lot of things. It's a kind of policy debate. But in Nigeria, you have people that will shun debate. And now, the new thing is to shun the media. Even the president, you've not heard him, speak so much to the media. And the upcoming election in Edo State, the candidate of the APC, Monday Okpebolo, right, has shown media invite and interview. So if you can shun the media invite, definitely you are not going to come for debate. But can Trump afford to miss that debate? So it shows the level of education in Nigeria. So I'll be talking about the electioneering in Nigeria. But then that doesn't mean we shouldn't talk about the United States. One of the interesting part in that debate is when Trump referred to Kamala Harris as a Marxist and went ahead to say her father is a professor of economics. So Trump didn't hold on the debate on only Kamala Harris alone. He went down to refer to Kamala Harris' father and said, oh, people should expect that Kamala Harris will be a Marxist because her father, if you look at his research work as a professor of economics, is a Marxist. And Trump is trying to kind of like push Kamala Harris or make people to believe that Kamala Harris is a Marxist. Now, they talk about something that is important, which is the economic policies, right? You see that economic policies that they talk about? That's where you know that the US value education and their educated population are involved in researching about governance. You ask yourself in Nigeria, where are the professors? They are nowhere to be found. Where are the scholars? They are nowhere to be found. And that's why we keep having scallywags, ragtag, street urchins in government, because the intellectuals have gone to sleep and the ship of the state must continue to sail. So if the intellectuals have gone to sleep, definitely, the hyenas, dinosaurs, and jackals are going to take over the ship of the state, whereby they'll be running away for debate. So now the thing is, they talked about economic policies of Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris was able to say that 60 Nobel laureates, 60 Nobel laureates. Do you know what it means? Nigeria only has one, and that one that Nigeria has been, has been behaving like a superstar. Maybe if Nigeria has 60 Nobel laureates, Wole Soyinka will not be taken, too serious as it's been taken. Today, if Wole Soyinka says anything, all the media will report it. Because why? He's enjoying the monopoly of being the only Nobel laureate. But imagine that Nigeria, like the United States, and I think maybe some of the Nobel laureates did not agree with the policy of Kamala Harris. So that means that automatically the Nobel laureates in the US will be more than 60. So if a Nobel laureate speaks, the media may not even carry it because there are many. So let's assuming that we have 60 Nobel laureates in Nigeria. Wole Soyinka will not be a superstar. That is the truth. But because Nigeria only has one Nobel laureate, so anything Wole Soyinka says, the media will rush to carry it. And another thing that it brings is intelligent monopoly of intelligence, if I can put it that way, because Wole Soyinka, his assertion may not be totally right. His assertion may not be totally perfect. For instance, if Wole Soyinka speaks, right, is an old professor, an emeritus professor, and me with a PhD in political science, and I tackle him, some people will not even want to hear what I want to say. They'll say, no, who are you? You cannot be speaking when a Nobel laureate is speaking. That's the Nigerian mentality. That's the Nigerian mentality. So they will just show me up that you only have a PhD. This man is a professor, is a Nobel laureate. He obviously have more intelligence than you. So the Nigerian society will not even give me a chance. So that leads to monopoly of intelligence in Nigeria, that anything he says is being regarded as an authority. But imagine that Nigeria has 60 Nobel laureates. Imagine if Nigeria has 60 Nobel laureates. If Wole Soyinka made some ridiculous assertions, there will be another Nobel laureate that would counter him. It will now be a battle of Nobel laureates. It will be interesting to see a battle of Nobel laureates. But when you have only one Nobel laureate, definitely, anything he says, it will just be like feeling like a shining star or a superstar, even though he himself have his flaws. His submission sometimes may be relative, his submission sometimes may be subjective, but because he doesn't have anybody in his realm, definitely, people will just take his word for it. But then Trump came with a counter argument. Listen to this. Kamala Harris says our economic policies got the endorsement of 60 Nobel laureates. Then Trump came with a counter argument that no, intellectuals also subscribe to my economic policy, because professors at Washington School, I think Washington School of Finance or thereabout, believe that the economic policies of Trump is quite apt for the United States. Now, one thing that I noticed about that debate, let me take this comment from Noel. Noel says the thing is Trump doesn't have Harris statistics and failed to research more on her because it was all prepared. It was long prepared to face Joe Biden. In fact, he wouldn't even look at Kamala Harris. Well, the thing is, I think your points are valid, but that shouldn't really be a defense for Trump. You know why I said so, Noel? The reason why I said so is that, you see, when you get to that stage, you don't walk alone. You don't walk alone, right? You have aides. You have a routine of aides. And when Joe Biden stepped down, there's ample time. It's just as if you are going to a war and you fail to prepare. And another thing is, if Trump have not researched Kamala Harris, why did Trump refer to Kamala Harris as a Marxist? And why did he brought her father in, that Kamala Harris is the daughter of a Marxist, that her father is a professor of economics? That is some, a little bit of research. And it is not Trump that will sit down on the system or be checking files to do the research about Kamala Harris. No, it is his political team, his political scientists, political advisors, his lawyers that will go all out to do research about Kamala Harris, and they will now kind of like sort the information to make sure that whatever they are presenting is fact, and they are making sure that what they are giving to the public are, what I can call punchy points. You may have so many points, but some of them may not be very punchy. And if you are in a debate that the time allotted to you is 1 minute, 2 minutes to answer questions, definitely you have some cramming to do, and your point has to be very punchy. For instance, when Kamala Harris said that people usually leave Donald Trump debate, that she wants to do an unusual thing, that some people should go to Donald Trump debate to kind of like see what happens there. That is being punchy. You understand? That point is very punchy, right? And on the part of Donald Trump, it was quite punchy when he accused Kamala Harris of policy inconsistency. Trump said, before you are appointed by Biden, there are some things that you believe in, but when you join Biden, you suddenly seem not to believe in them. So where do you stand? That's quite punchy, right? It takes some research to be able to speak in such a manner. So maybe responding to Noel now, maybe Trump team did inadequate research, or they focus on the minor among the major. That's another thing. Maybe they focused on the minor among the major, or Trump didn't have enough time to kind of like cram the major point that could have dealt a big punching blow to Kamala Harris and her team. So it is either one of the two, And Stanley says Trump team advisor does research about Kamala. Yeah, just like I said, to refer to Kamala Harris' father as a Marxist and be saying definitely Kamala Harris will be a Marxist, that is some research. So what I can say is, it's not that they didn't do research, it is, let me say, an incomplete research. If you are just watching me for the first time, this is Polithink with Dr. Omoshola Deji. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you turn on the notification button, so because that YouTube recommend my video for you doesn't mean they're going to recommend it tomorrow. Most time we talk about happenings in Nigerian politics and happenings in the polity, and if you are just joining us, I've talked about the flood in Borno State, but now we are talking about the presidential debate. We are assessing the prospects of the candidate, the politics, and their performance, which will eventually lead us. But I think I've been trying to include it along, which is a comparative assessment of U.S. electioneering with that of Nigeria. I have a lot of comments here as regards the performance, the strengths and weaknesses of Trump and Kamala Harris, and how that will eventually sway the votes, right? How that I'm still coming to, so for some of you that are watching, I'm still coming to the issue of abortion or no abortion. I'm still coming to the argument about migrant or no migrant, where Trump was talking about Venezuela. I'm still coming to talk about the Russia-Ukraine war. Is it possible for Trump to really end the war before he got sworn into office? In what capacity will he be relating to Russia and Ukraine? So I'll still be coming deep into the analysis, but let us take it one step at a time. So the thing is, I think Lions then Kingdom in Zion. Lions then Kingdom in Zion says, Your Honor, please, who do you think won the debate? Well, for me sincerely, I would not like to pick a winner. I think Rick Sanders. I don't know what you mean by nose. Are you referring to my nose? Is it my nose you are referring to? Well, it's okay. You said Trump, right? Trump. Okay. Oh, I think Rick is saying Trump won the debate. I think that's what Rick Sanchez is saying. That can be a form of argument among you guys. You You guys can, debate that, because I see Stanley saying Trump and his team focus on policy, why Kamala Harris plays IDI politics. Stanley, you may do well to say the meaning of IDI for some of our viewers that doesn't know the meaning of IDI. I think that will be quite helpful. So one of the things that Trump did that was very strategic, and that's why I said Trump team made some research, but the research may just be inadequate, which is that they tied Kamala to the policies and administration of Joe Biden. You would recall that there was a time Kamala had to say that, Trump, you are debating with me and not Joe Biden. Some of you that watched that debate, you understand? You will remember that Kamala Harris made that remark, that you are debating with me and not Joe Biden. Godly Truth TV says identity politics. I think it was Trump that did more of identity politics. That's my assertion. You may disagree with me, because it was Trump that was talking more about migrant, and Trump was very clever to narrow. Trump was making assertions against migrants in all the something. When they talk about security, Trump will wrap insecurity to identity politics, that the opening of the border. Even when they talk about the January 6th issue and they were blaming Trump, you know what Trump said? Trump said that the people may not have acted too rightly. He blamed it on Nancy Pelosi. For some of you that watched the debate, he blamed it on Nancy Pelosi. He stylishly exonerated himself, and he said that the crime that those people committed are not even up to the ones that migrants are committing. So you can see that inconsistency a little bit on the part of Trump. They are talking to you about January 6th, the invasion of the legislative chamber in the United States as regards the ratification of the election, right? You are now saying that the thing that those people do is not up to the crime that migrants are committing. What is the connection? So you can see that Trump is obsessed with migrants. That's why if you are watching me and you are a black man, if Trump enter and you don't have solid document, hey, man, there may be a lot of hard times ahead, because definitely Trump is not going to favor the blacks. But I'm still coming to that analysis. I don't want to jump the gun, whereby I'll be talking about what that thing, what it means, whereby Trump operates and ours is ours policy, whereby Kamala Harris and Joe Biden have a policy of ours could be yours. It's a political kind of like philosophy that I'll be coming to. And ours is ours policy on the part of Trump, and ours could be yours policy on the part of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. What do I mean by that? Stay tuned to this channel. If you are watching me for the first time, do well to subscribe, do well to turn on the notification button. We are currently polithinking with Dr. Omoshola Deji, political scientist. Yes, that's my profession. Political scientist. Yes, that's what I do. Okay, so you are in the right channel for analysis of politics and happenings in the polity. Most time we talk about Nigeria, but today let's take a break. I like to obey my viewers. Yesterday, if you remember, Nabi, the one who dragged me go US, I think it was Noah. No, I think it was Adron. Yeah, Adron OO, and Freedom Trades. And I'm here to see the two of them today. I think it was Adron O, because I try to familiarize myself with my viewers. So as you are dropping the comment, one good thing is I'm getting to know you. I may not know you by face, but I'm getting to know you, because that's one thing I take very, very seriously. I try to know my viewers. So if you are here to subscribe, turn on the notification button. Do well to subscribe. Jumpam Bam Bam. I hope I get that correctly. There's a way the names appears on my screen. It says, bear in mind that Professor Wole Soyinka is a professor of literature. He has no authority in economic science and foreign policy, but he doesn't have much authority per se. My brother, I agree to disagree with you. It's because you are educated to some certain level that you are able to distinguish that is a professor of literature. To some people, Nobel laureate, he knows everything. Do you know that? and especially the politician. For instance, for the Tinubu government, because the assertion of Professor Wole Soyinka usually favor Tinubu government, they will say, oh, he knows everything. And if you try to counter him, what will they say? They will say, what do you know? You want to be challenging a Nobel laureate. So whether anybody likes it or not, there's this seeming monopoly of intelligence on the part of Wole Soyinka. But if, like the United States, Nigeria has 60 Nobel laureates, if Nigeria has 60 Nobel laureates, maybe they, for instance, Wole Soyinka was coming out to tackle the philosophies of Peter Obi, right? He was coming out to tackle the obedient. But if anybody comes to challenge him, they will say, oh, you are questioning the Nobel laureate. He didn't receive much challenge as he should ordinarily receive. But if Nigeria has 60 Nobel laureates, I'm sure some of those Nobel laureates will be obedient as well, and they can easily come out to tell him as their colleague that, shut up. What are you saying, Wole? What you are saying is absolute nonsense. You know, but who will come out and say and tell Wole Soyinka that, shut up, what you are saying is absolute nonsense. You know, so it tends to enjoy that, you know, monopoly of perceived, you know, high intellectualism. You really can't take that away. You know, Noel, I see you laughing. D says his friend group. I don't know what that comment means. He says friend group. Stanley is saying black American men support Trump policies and benefit from his policy when Trump was there. Okay, you are saying black American men benefit, but the truth is, if you weigh the benefit of black during the time of Trump, you can't use it to compare that of Joe Biden. Joe Biden has made some strategic appointment. Joe Biden is more pro-black, and Biden says that, I read it in the news some time ago, that they should collect migrants that already have a family in the United States but don't have paper. In fact, I have one extended uncle like that has a wife in the United States. The wife has paper. He has, like, I think maybe 2 or 3 kids. Those kids have paper, but they have failed to give that man paper. You know, he now said why? They said those kids are their own, but he is not their own. He is a Nigerian that is an illegal migrant. And you know, in the US, what they call them, illegal migrants. Some of you in the United States, you know, you can testify to this. They call them alien. You know, if you are in the United States and you are living illegally, you'll be referred to as an alien. You know, alien is just sounds simple, but it's such a strange way to qualify somebody. You know, alien. You know, so the thing is, for me, Joe Biden policies, Kamala Harris found herself on stage accounting for Joe Biden's policies. Joseph A.M. Ogbodu. Joseph A.M. Ogbodu, are you from Delta State? Because I have a friend some time ago, and her surname is Ogbodu, and I think she's from Delta State. So are you from Delta State? Shout out to you, Joseph A.M. Ogbodu. Definitely, you are a first-time viewer. Have you subscribed, Joseph A.M.? Please, if you are just watching me for the first time and you subscribe, do well to say in the comment section, let my class captain, let them welcome you, and I will also acknowledge you in the comment section as well. That's how we treat those that are just watching me for the first time and have subscribed. Joseph A.M. Ogbodu, let me take your comment. He says, I laughed when Nigerians Trump won. Are you trying to say you laughed at Nigerians, right? Okay, let me read it as I laughed at Nigerians, because I think it's a bit, one can comprehend it more that way. I laughed at Nigeria. I'm struggling to know how to structure this. Maybe I'll just interview you. You said Trump won. The same person that they said he won is losing ground, and Kamala is gaining more weight and more endorsement. That is not Nigeria politics. Well, Joseph A.M. Ogbodu, you know, I salute you for dropping this comment, and trust me, I want to read more of your comment. Although I'm trying to struggle how to place it. Are you trying to say that Trump won, or are you trying to say that Trump is not pro-black? You know, maybe you might want to help me a little bit more. I look forward to see more of your comment. Just Godly Truth TV says, I'm not supporting Trump or Harris, but after the election, there will be no changes. Godly Truth TV, are you sure there will be no changes? Because their policy direction is quite different. So I think there will be changes, but what I just think is if Trump wins that election, definitely Trump is first going to go all out for Biden associates and the policies of Biden and Harris, based on the what he thinks is an harassment that they put him through, right? So I think Lions Den Kingdom Islam says, you're also listening to you. Do you think Trump is a repentant soul, or is still a racist against African people? He's still a racist though. From what I see, maybe you are just joining us. Lion Den in the Kingdom. I said it earlier that Trump has been doing one thing, which is, when they talk about economy, he will wrap it with migrants. When they talk about insecurity, he will wrap it with migrants. Everything, he usually find a way to blame it on migrants. So for me, Trump was more largely a racist in that debate, because you can see that he has zero tolerance for migrants. That's one thing I discovered in that debate. Trump has zero tolerance. He doesn't want to hear anything migrant. He doesn't want to, and he's coming out boldly to say it. He's not minding who sucks. He's not even hiding. He's saying it. So I'm still coming to the analysis of that, because you would think that some Africans will not vote for Trump. It's a lie. Oh. Let me tell you one thing. Sometimes your enemy is not even Trump as an African illegal migrant. Your enemy is that some of your African brothers there. Because Africans sometimes can be very greedy. You see that some people, when they have that green card, when they have that passport, it will be like if they should not give any other person in the world again, that the US should just announce, immediately they give them, that they shouldn't give any other person. So you'll be surprised that some Africans that have paper will be praying that Trump should become president, and they will vote for him, knowing fully well that he's not going to issue out papers. He's going to tighten migration. Some Africans can be that greedy. Let's be sincere with ourselves. So there are some Africans that would naturally vote for Trump despite the fact that he is a racist, because they want the door shut to other people. So it will be false for anybody to say that, oh, definitely, the migrant community, particularly Africans, they won't vote for Trump. It's a lie. You'll be shocked that some Africans that have paper will vote for Trump, because they don't want other people to benefit what they are benefited. Africans can be very funny, can be very strange people. That's just the truth. So we really can't rule that out. So another thing is, Kamala query Trump administration up to his tweets. There was one tweet that Kamala Harris referred to. I'm trying to remember that tweet. That is strong research on the part of Kamala. And she also mentioned COVID policies. Now, let me tell you something. This is where the analysis is begin to get interesting. If you are watching me for the first time, God has destined that you and I will be friends. Do well to subscribe. Do well to turn on the notification button, because that YouTube recommend my video for you today doesn't mean YouTube is going to recommend it tomorrow. So if you are yet to subscribe and turn on the notification button, you are on a long thing. So don't be on a long thing. Subscribe, turn on the notification button. This is Dr. Omoshola Deji, political scientist. I welcome you. If you indicate in the comment section, I have my class captain readily available, and they are going to welcome you. So as I'm saying, you see, one thing that we need to get right, this is where the analysis is beginning to get interesting. What made Trump lose? Is it that Trump was a failure? No. Trump wasn't a failure. Trump was a performing president. Let's get that clear. What made Trump lose mainly was that COVID-19. You know what they say? That may we be in the right place at the right time. That was what happened to Trump. If COVID-19 had not surfaced, and Trump being a pandemic president during a time of pandemic, it wasn't something that he was expecting. So for that pandemic to occur And don't forget that US was one of the hit countries of COVID-19. People really died. People suffered. The health facilities were stressed. And you know that Americans, unlike Africans or Nigerians, they don't have chill. Americans have no chill. They want the best. If you campaign that you want to come and lead them, they don't want to hear any excuse. They don't want to hear any story. Like what we have in Nigeria, whereby you promise renewed hope, then you give people hopelessness. You can't do that in the United States. They will hold you by the jugular. So the US people were expecting Trump to dangle the magic wand. But things got out of hand for Trump. That was what mainly made him lose that election. Not that Trump wasn't a performing president. Some of the people in the US, maybe they will agree with me. Trump was a performing president because, for instance, Trump will argue that he saved money. That he saved the United States billions of dollars. You know his intonation, billions of dollars, billions of dollars. That during his time, there was no war. Although I have argued it yesterday that war is only a matter of time. If Trump had remained president, that Russia-Ukraine war would have still happened. But I don't want to go into the analysis of that. I did the analysis. I think that was part of the last analysis I did yesterday. Right? So if you are watching me, try and subscribe, turn on the notification button. So Trump wasn't a failure. He was a performing president. And one of the things that made Trump a performing president, that made Americans to resonate with him, is before Trump, America was for the world. But Trump did a policy of America first. If you examine the Trump administration, Trump embraced the policy of America first. That if anything is happening, it is when Americans belly full that you feel see. That was what made Trump to go to the allied nations of NATO and say it has only been the United States that has mainly been funding NATO. If you don't drop money this time, I'm not going to contribute to your protection. I'm not going to contribute anything. And the states that are usually stingy, when they saw that this man is crazy, he's really going to withdraw US support, they drop money. And in the words of Trump, I said billions of dollars, billions of, you know the way he says it, that he has been able to save billions of dollars because he operated what? An American first policy. And truthfully, that is the policy that can favor any country in the world. Your people first. Because all politics are local. So your people first. So the Americans, the white Americans, they love him because they feel that past American government have been always doing too much, that they want to cover so many things. Donations here, donations there. You are the one funding NATO. You are the one saving Ukraine. You are the one supplying arms to Israel. Some of these white Americans, they see it as nonsense. They see it as these are monies that could have been used to better the life of Americans. They don't care whether American is the world power or not. No, it is the American government that still want to be wearing that ego of global power. The ordinary Americans, they just want to flex. They just want to enjoy themselves. They just want, more social incentives. That's what they care about. But American government, successive American government, have been using billions of dollars of American resources to intervene in what you can see ordinarily doesn't really concern them. Sometimes. But when Trump came, he operated an America first policy. So those money was, for instance, during the era of Trump, in terms of job, in terms of education, in terms of anything, Americans first. In fact, it is not even only Americans first. It is the real Americans first, which are the white Americans. The real Americans first. Trump operated a system that you can find in Malaysia. Let me quickly take you to Malaysia. For you to understand my analysis very well, if you are yet to subscribe, take a moment to subscribe, turn on the notification button. I have over 100 people watching me, and I have only 9 likes. And you are watching me, you are enjoying me. To like is free. Oh. Please, great people, press the like button, show some love, okay? Now, let me take you to the system in Malaysia, for example. In Malaysia, there are 3 major ethnic tribes. We have the Indians, the Chinese, and the Malays, popularly called the Malay Bumiputras. If you have friends from Asia, or you have a friend that is from Southeast Asia, you can confirm this thing that I say. That's why I usually say, don't take my word for it. When I say some things, don't say, oh, because this man, oh, he happens to be an authority in this field. He holds a PhD in political science. He studied abroad, studied blah, 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 blah. So you just take what I say. No. Feel free to do your research. Feel free to do some fact checking. It helps, okay? Feel free to ask questions. Feel free to drop a comment. The only thing I don't tolerate is abuse. No, this platform is more like a professional platform for good people, for reasonable people. That's why you see that in the comment section, you've not seen Hausa abuse Yoruba. You've not seen Igbo abuse Ibibio. Because why? On Polithink with Omoshola Deji, we make expert analysis, we learn from each other. And it's going to get interesting in the days ahead when I activate the call-in session. I'm working seriously on it. Trust me, great people. I want to hear from you guys as well. And don't think your comment doesn't make sense. No, drop it. I like to read comment that doesn't make sense as much as I like to read comment that makes sense. So do well to like. I can see some people liking this video now. God bless you. I pray for you. You that like this video, that thing that you're asking God for, as you like this video, I don't know what you're asking God for, but it's going to do it for you, okay? God bless you all. So let's go to Malaysia before we come back to the United States and extend it to Nigeria. So let's first go to Malaysia so that you can understand what I'm saying as regards Trump policies, right? In Malaysia, there are 3 major ethnic groups. And those ethnic groups, it makes Malaysia also have 3 major religions with Islam as the dominating religion. For instance, the Indians in Malaysia that migrated during the colonial era, that migrated during slave trade, that the colonialists, the British colonialists, because it was Britain that colonized Malaysia, that brought some of them there. Some of them made Malaysia their home. So Indians are very many in Malaysia. Indians are quite many. The Indians, their religion is mainly what we call Hindus. Hindus. The Chinese, also migrants in so many years ago. Their religion is called Buddhism. They are Buddhist. While the Malays, who are the indigenous Malays, those ones that they call Malay Bumiputras, they call them Bumiputras. Those are the indigenous Malays. Those ones are mainly Muslims. But just as the policy of Trump, it is always the Bumiputras first. That's why you don't take my word for it, my people. When I don't take my word for it, do some research. I like when I tell you something and you do research. You know? That's why in Malaysia, it is always difficult for an Indian or a Chinese. They carry Malay passport or they are Malays. Oh. That is where America will get to if they keep having a president like Trump. It is difficult for an Indian or a Chinese to become the Inspector General of Police. Don't take my word for it. At least some of you should have Asian friends, right? Some of you should have, Asian colleagues. Ask. So Trump operated an American first policy that saved America billions of, in fact, I think it's safe to say trillions of dollars. Because if you accumulate what the United States has been spending over time, it's safe to say trillions of dollars. Oh, I've missed a lot of comment too. I think I scrolled up to check something. You know. Oh, I realized that comment wasn't dropping. I didn't know that because I scrolled up, comments were dropping below. Let me just acknowledge those that comment. Okay. Moses Gideon, you said my first time keep up the Moses Gideon, where are you watching me from? And have you subscribed? Have you turned on the notification button? Stanley, class captain Willie, are you there? And Godly TV, are you there? Help me welcome Moses Gideon. He's watching me for the first time. Shout out to you, Moses. I see you. God bless you. Alex Ario. What is it that you don't agree about? Are you referring to one of the comments in the comment section, or is it something that I said? Do well to state what you are referring to specifically. Willie says Trump disregarded science expert opinions. Walkie-talkie. Well, that's a funny name. It says true. What is true? Try and put it in context. Walkie-talkie, you are watching me for the first time because I've never seen this name before. I try to be very familiar with my viewers. Walkie-talkie, you are watching me for the first time. I'm sure of that. Have you subscribed? Walkie-talkie. Noel says a majority of the world leaders were afraid of his mouth. Lions Den Kingdom. He says you've really enlightened my mind on Trump. God bless you, bro. Stanley Ojuoro says, Deji, I agree with your analysis. God bless you, brother. Says, guys, press the like button. Please, guys, show some love, guys. Press the like button. Okay. Trabzonlu. Trabzonlu, are you a Nigerian or an American? Trabzonlu. Or is it a nickname? Right? Trabzonlu says, Mike Tyson, welcome X and Idi Amin Dada. He also says Muhammad Ali. Who is Tyson Wakome? Is it Trump or Harris? Do well to put it rightly. Baruch Okoye says, this is my first time here. Please help me welcome Baruch Okoye, guys. Class captains, where are you? Help me welcome Baruch Okoye. Have you subscribed? Have you turned on the notification button? Joseph A.M. Ogbodu says, what I said was that the people in Nigeria are saying that Trump won the debate, but the Trump that they said won is losing ground, while Kamala is gaining more ground and receiving endorsement. Well, I really can't disagree with you, because when Joe Biden declared Kamala as his favored candidate, you saw what happened, right? You saw what happened in terms of donations and all that. Stanley, thank you for welcoming Okoye. And quickly, before I dive back into the analysis, Uchenna says, Uchenna Mbegbu, sorry if I pronounce it, it says the debate was rigged. How was it rigged, Uchenna? How was it rigged? I want to read more comment from you. Why you said it was rigged and how was it rigged? That's why I say don't always be afraid to drop comment, okay? Nobody will criticize you. Instead, if you drop comment in such a way that there's something in academic that we call slippery statement, right? If your comment is slippery, I will ask you to kind of like resend the comment, and I'll tell you, okay, for instance, if you said the debate was rigged, I think our viewers would like to know, how was it rigged? Rigged in whose favor, right? That's why you need to stay tuned to this channel, people. Adewale and Young Person says, well, I'm in support of Kamala Harris because part of our policies is to support small-scale business. Okay. And so great, Akin. I think you've watched me before. Okay, says my first time here. But there was one Akin that was with me yesterday, right? He said, thank you for the great job. So great, Akin. I welcome you. Stanley, Willie, are you there? Help me welcome So Great. I can see Stanley, Stanley is really doing a good job as the class captain, because before I go through the analysis and before I go through the comment, Stanley is already welcoming them. When I'm busy doing my analysis, I appoint class captains. I usually appoint 3 class captains, and shout out to you, Stanley. You've been doing a very great job. You've been doing a wonderful job. That's one of our class captains and one of the loyalists on this platform. So if I activate the calling session in the next days, and I'm giving people 3 minutes to speak, and I give Stanley 10 minutes, don't blame me. Now you know drop comment. Now you know let make I know you. Now you they do hide and seek. Drop comment. Let me know you. Kellyanne Okeke says hello, watching you from New York City. Okay. Welcome, Kellyanne. I'd like to read from you your perspective about the debate, since you are right there in New York City. What is happening in the United States? Where is the opinion swinging? What are people talking about the debate? And also make sure you tell me who you are supporting. Are you a Republican or a Democrat? Are you a Republican? Kellyanne Okeke Republican or Democrat, so that we know where you belong, and maybe you are just speaking for your political party. But shout out to you, Kelian Okeke. I acknowledge you watching from New York City. And I want to go back into the analysis. Mario George says vote Trump. So Mario George is definitely a Republican, and I think he shares the American flag and the US flag. If you vote Trump, do you think Trump, Marian George, do you think Trump will support Israel like the way Biden is doing? Although Trump may do based on the religious ground, Christian and all that, because Trump really likes that. But don't you think that Trump will be quite stingy than Biden? Okay. All about life with Nii. Okay, all about life with Nii. Speaking of punchy points, Trump's closing statement was one of the punchy points. Okay, all about life with Nii. I'm seeing you for the first time. I welcome you. Paul Silva says, "Are you from Nigeria?" Of course, I'm in Nigeria. Omo Yoruba ni mi o swagger. You remember that song? Omo Yoruba ni mi o swagger. I got too much swag. You remember that song, right? So when you asked me that, am I from Nigeria? That was what came to my mind. I'm a Nigerian, right? But this platform is a detribalized platform. A lot of comments coming in. Thank you guys. Thank you for the comment. I wish I can get more likes as much as I'm getting comments. Okay, like this video. Do well to like it. And Loud from Florida, USA, Adewale Ayogbeson. I see your comment. You're watching me live from Florida in the United States of America. You are welcome, Adewale. Adewale, have you subscribed? Have you turned on the notification button? Then, if I can interpret your name as a Yoruba man, Adewale, that is a royal name. People that Ade is mixed to their name, that signifies royalty. Ayon Beson, Ayon is those people that beat the talking drum. So Ayon Beson, are you from a royal family and also the family of people that drum? Maybe you may want to speak to that, Adewale. But I welcome you watching me live from Florida in the United States. Stanley, you're really doing a good job. I acknowledge you. Thanks for welcoming Mario on my behalf. And Olusheyi Ogunshola says, I'm enjoying your analysis from Fairborn. There's one tiny line on my screen, so I can't see it quite well. Is this CA? Are you saying you're watching from California or something? Shout out to you, Olusheyi Ogushola. I see you, my brother. Alex Ario says the debate shows a stark difference between the two candidates. Kamala resoundingly won the debate, and Trump has just said he will not debate her again. Well, I leave it to other people that watch the debate. Do you agree with Alex Ario? Guys, I want you to kind of like say your comment on this. Alex Ario is saying Kamala resoundingly won the debate. Do you guys agree with Alex Ario? If you're watching me for the first time, do well to take a moment to subscribe. Do well to turn on the notification button. This is Polithink with Dr. Omoshola Deji, political scientist. This is where you get the real and insightful analysis on politics and happenings in the polity, not only in about issues in Nigeria, but also issues across the world. Because why? I am a political scientist by training. Maybe some of you don't even know that being a political scientist, it's a job on its own. Maybe some of you are even hearing the word political scientist for the first time. Although you may have heard that, okay, people study political science in school. Yes, there's an occupation, and the people that practice the occupation are called political scientists. And I happen to be one of them. I haven't studied in Nigeria and also abroad from BSc to PhD. Alex Arias says, okay, you're watching from Chicago, Illinois. Okay. Shout out to you, Alex Arias. Kelian Okeke, I think you are a returning viewer. Your name sounds familiar. He says, right here in New York City, so many was happy with the performance of Harris. Okay, shout out to you, Kelian Okeke. Joy Alfa Olorunfemi says, first time seeing your show and watching from Portsmouth, United Kingdom. God bless you, Joy Alfa Olorunfemi. God bless you, my brother. I see you. The United Kingdom, I think there are so many Nigerians in the United Kingdom. Joy, how far along for me? How far is Portsmouth to Nottingham? Because I did my master's degree in international relations at the University of Nottingham. Adewale says, but let me just acknowledge Chubike Umeokolo. Chibuke Umeokolo says, for me, Kamala was leading figure in the last concluded presidential debate. Justice Jesus Shegun, I see you. You telling me that this is Pastor Kunle Jesus Shegun from Ibejuloki. Okay, Pastor Kunle, you are welcome. We welcome you in the name of the Lord. Oh, my brother is here. Freedom Trade. Where you did since? You know, say now you and Aaron. Where that Aaron guy? I think I was speaking about Nigerian politics yesterday. You know, say now you and Aaron dragged me to the issue of debate. I think it was even Freedom Trade that mentioned the debate issue before we had an extensive analysis as regards, the U.S. role in the war between Russia and Ukraine. Our pastor Kunle Jesu Shegun, I didn't mean to activate the calling session. I would have loved to hear from you so that you help us pour some fire prayer on Nigerian government so that our leaders can also be attending debate. Pastor Kunle Jesu Shegun, watching from Ibejuleki, I acknowledge you. Shout out to you. Freedom Trade says, Doctor, good evening, sir. My brother, I see you, I feel you. So let me go back into the analysis. Before I read the comment, what I was likening the policy of Trump's policy of America first, right? Trump policy of America first. I was likening it to how America will be if they continue to have president like Trump. That was what took me to Malaysia, whereby I was talking about the governance relationship between the Indians, the Buddhists, and the Malays, which the Malays have been called the Malay Bumiputras. It is difficult for Chinese or an Indian to become just Inspector General of Police. Don't take my word for it, fact check me or do your research. Leroy Samuel sing us a Bob Marley song. I'm not too good with music, but I remember one love, one heart. I hope I get that correctly. Let's get together and feel alright. Great song, right? Great song. So let us look at this analysis again from this. Freedom Trade is laughing, right? You cannot be a master of everything. Maybe I'm not too good with song. Yeah, Nonso Mega, I see you. You were with me yesterday. You watched my video yesterday, and I think day before yesterday as well. Nonso Mega, I see you. I acknowledge you. That's one thing. I familiarize myself with my viewers. Don't be surprised that if Pastor Kunle Jesu Shegun comments tomorrow, now I may say, oh yeah, Pastor Kunle, you were with me yesterday. Joseph is watching me live from Virginia. Okay, Joseph AM Ogbodu, shout out to you. I acknowledge you, my brother. So now, as I was saying, you see, Kamala Harris did a fantastic job by querying Trump's administration, even up to the tweets of Trump and COVID policies. But I don't buy the idea that you can really fault Trump mainly based on COVID policies, because it was impromptu. Though I don't like his assertion that I think then he was saying maybe you can drink detergent or something, I think he was mentally stressed at that time. Maybe and when Trump was arguing that you can use chloroquine or something like that, I remember quite well that Trump was bringing up some illogical argument. And this man that was in charge of the health then, I'm trying to remember his name. This man, this small statured man. Hey, I'll be happy if one person can remind me that was in charge of health then. There is always that Biden said that Trump want to sack him if he gains re-election, but he is going to retain him, and he did. I'm trying to remember the name of that man. Small statured like this. He used to wear glass. Maybe you can do well to remind me the name of the man at that time. So That Trump failed on COVID doesn't mean that he was a non-performing president. No, Trump was a performing president. He performed incredibly. But as Yoba we say, Oloma Ekori Takowa, he just wasn't lucky. It was because of mainly that COVID that you know, when you are seeing people dying and you are feeling that this guy can't deliver, and all of a sudden you have an opportunity to elect, definitely you won't give him a chance. And according to Maslow hierarchy of needs, the greatest priority of man is to stay alive first. It is when you are alive that you will remember that you have not eaten. Some of you that are social scientists, you will remember Maslow hierarchy of needs, that you will first of all be alive. He's talking of hierarchy of needs, like the importance of needs to mankind. What human beings need the most, the priority of needs of mankind. He says you have to be alive first. It is when you are alive that you remember that, oh, I've not eaten. Then when you've eaten, then you now remember that, I don't have a shelter. Or you remember that, oh, I don't have a clothes, I'm naked. So based on Maslow hierarchy of needs, the people of the United States, death was staring them in the face. They're seeing people dying. Cemeteries were getting filled up. And Trump didn't have the magic one. So as at that time, money doesn't matter to them. Migrant doesn't matter to them. The building border between the United States and Mexico, some of these white supremacists that supported Trump's idea of the building border between United States and Mexico, at that point in time, that wasn't their priority. Their priority was to stay alive, was to remain alive, because as at that time, the death toll was much. So you have a situation whereby even if you are still alive, you are yet to die, you know somebody that have died. You heard me right? With the death toll in the United States then, most of the citizens know somebody that have died, either in their street or friend of friends. So people were in panic mode. And Trump seemed, despite being a performing president, seemed not to have that magic wand. So the principle of Maslow hierarchy of needs kicks in. And as at then, you know that Joe Biden, they were campaigning strongly about the performance of Trump as regards COVID. So election came, a performing president was now booted out, mainly because of COVID. Because America has never had it good till the time of Trump, whereby he was saying, America first. So Americans were feeling like Americans. America was mainly for America. Man, I seem to have a lot of comment. Alex Ariel says America first policy would have been nice if it was well thought out. I agree with you. But what Trump did was to place sanctions on our trading partners that backfire when the retaliatory sanctions came back. You see, thank you, Willie. Dr. Fauci, God bless you, Willie. God bless you. That is the slender man that I was saying. God bless you, Willie, great guy. You know, God bless you. Stanley Ojoro said, Deji, your analysis is brilliant. God bless you, Stanley. God bless you. You know. So, that America first, people buy into it. They bought into it during the time of Trump. So, Trump, do you know that America is like a mini world on its own? You find different people in such a way that some of these white supremacists, you know what white supremacist means? Some of these white supremacists are always dissatisfied. There's always this phobia that, they've come to take our land, they've come to take our job, they are contesting. It's those white supremacists that were largely against Obama's presidency at that time, that they didn't want him to emerge, that they were querying his birth certificate. Some of you that are familiar with the US or that follow news, you would remember these things. That was largely ignited by white supremacists. So the idea of America first resonated with so many people. And Trump, sincerely, if you judge his performance with past American president, you cannot say Trump was a failure, except you want to be biased. So the thing now is, to my surprise, Trump also seems to be having support mainly from those white supremacy, because now their life is no longer under threat during the COVID era. And Trump's argument of Biden is ineffective, that there's so many wars happening, is resonating with some of these guys. And when Trump will come up with what like Sleepy Joe, some of you will remember some of this, that was Sleepy Joe. You know what Trump mean by that? Sleepy Joe. Saying that he's passive, is inactive. So he is referring to Joe Biden as Sleepy Joe. So Trump was a performing president, and now the way things are, it may work in his favor. Don't say no, because this election most likely will, you see, I think it will mainly be decided by electoral college. If there's no electoral college, the difference on popular vote, I think they call it popular vote, will be between, the gap can be more than 1 million or 2 million. It can be a flawless victory. The election is coming in November. November is almost here. We will come back and do the analysis. Maybe some of you will quote me then that I said it. It can be a flawless victory. No. It will be an highly contested election. So for this lady, Kamala Harris, to now be using COVID, if she is dwelling in that realm, she will end up shooting herself in the foot, because Americans seems to be moving past COVID now. What they want to hear is how the war in Ukraine will solve, how America will again be America first. And these are some of the message that Trump is passing across. You understand? These are some of the message that Trump is calculatively passing across. So now let's move to the issue of abortion, which was a very integral part of the debate. You know that this abortion something, I know most of you watching me are African, so let's be real. Let's dive into the analysis. If you are here to subscribe, turn on the notification button. If you are here to like, you know. All about life we need. Say, Mr. Deji, this analysis goes soon. They move the market past CPI and MPF. Good job. God bless you, brother. God bless you. You know. Unisa Wada says great. Let's go into this analysis, this abortion something. I know some of you might be watching and there may be kids around, so I'll kind of like, you know, be cautious of how I put it. You know, in US, it is in Africa that, you know, intercourse is like a big deal. There is no big deal, right? So Kamala is placing an argument that is resonating with women. And you know the power of women. You know the power of women. Kamala was arguing that you cannot tell a woman, strong argument, you cannot tell a woman what to do with her body. You remember, if you watch that debate, when she said that some women will have to take flight to another state, that what if women were being raped? That was a strong argument from Kamala. For her to be arguing that you cannot tell a woman what to do with her body. And you know that Americans don't joke with freedom. Especially the women. Intercourse is not a big deal there. No, it's not a big deal. Like one of my friends, while I was studying at the University of Nottingham, they decided to go to club. And one Oyinbo girl saw him and he likes him and he walked up to him and they were dancing, you know. And the girl just whispered into his ear, you may be the lucky one tonight, eh? Just like that. You may be the lucky one tonight. You know what it means? For her to say, you may be the lucky one tonight. So intercourse, they don't count it as a big deal. So in such a society, if you want to place abortion ban, you may run into trouble. So I think Kamala and Trump will put the American voters in a very difficult situation in this vote. You know why? If you like the policy of America first, but you like intercourse, you'll be confused. Which one should I go for? Should I go for the one that is saying no to, that is saying they shouldn't ban the right to abortion? Or should I go with the one of America first? So their policy is like this. If one favor you here, the other go knock you for there. That's how the policy of Trump and Kamala Harris are. But that abortion something is a very serious something. That this lady, Kamala Harris, was using it as a blow on Trump to say you cannot tell. I find that, as a social scientist, I find it as a very strategic sentence, whereby you are appealing to the sensibility of women. I think she did a good job in that regard by saying you cannot tell a woman not to do with her body. By that, she means women that are naturally not committing abortion. She's also referring to women that are Christians, women that are conservative, women that are promiscuous. That was a very strong point from Kamala Harris. And the word also coming from a woman against a man, that's a major hit for Kamala Harris. By saying you cannot tell a woman what to do with her body. So in a free society like America, whereby sex is not a big deal, if Trump is not careful, if he doesn't play safe, that may work against him in some quarters. That may work against him. Because another thing is, if they stop the right to abortion, do you know how American population will increase? That once you are pregnant, if it is above 6 weeks, I think that's the argument, you cannot abort it. That you cannot abort it again. So Kamala Harris, to me, dealt a blow to Trump there. She said Trump will sign a national abortion plan. But Trump was quick. Trump was quick to say, it's a lie, I won't. That is exactly what he said. He said, it's a lie, I won't. Because when they made that point, I noted down. Kamala said Trump will sign a national abortion plan. Supreme Law says that's not true. Every state has its own law. I'm not talking of state law now. I'm talking of a national abortion plan, abortion policy, which Kamala said, except Kamala was overplaying politics. Because she said Trump will sign a national abortion, and Trump was swift to say, no, I won't, it's a lie. So that means that Trump himself knows that abortion issue is a serious. The US is not a very religious country. It is in Africa that we carry religion for head. There, it's like a free society. People just want to enjoy themselves. They feel like having intercourse, they have intercourse. In fact, they may have intercourse with you and not greet you tomorrow. They don't see it as a big deal. That was why I think Trump was quick to react that it's a lie. I won't. If it's sure for Trump, why didn't he own up and say, yes, I will? Just as when Trump challenged Kamala Harris that he should go back to go and meet Joe Biden and they should just sign that immigration something to restrict migrants. You know, Trump said it. when he challenged Kamala Harris, that it's very easy. Go and sign that migration something. And another thing is, when Kamala Harris said people leave Trump rally early, it was an interesting debate, a very interesting one. I wish Nigeria can have such an interesting debate, Tori Olong. I wish Nigeria can have such an interesting debate. Joseph Ogbodu says that is why Kamala got an automatic endorsement from Taylor Swift, who has 200 million followers. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Thank you, Joseph, for that comment. Lions Den Kingdom in Zion says, so please, is Trump a Christian or not? We have to have Trump. We have to have Trump. I'm supreme love. Says the Bible is the law. Ecclesiastic is higher than Constitution. Don't say that, oh. In the spiritual realm, the Bible is the law. But when you are operating in a country, the Constitution is the law. Supreme love. Shout out to you. I think you are watching me for the first time. If you are watching me for the first time, do well to subscribe. That YouTube recommend my video to you doesn't mean they will recommend it again. No. I'm Dr. Omoshola Deji, political scientist, public affairs analyst. So, supreme love. Don't have it in mind that the Bible is the law. No, may you no go commit sin against the Constitution. May they no go arraign you. In any country you find yourself, the Bible is not the law, except maybe we now have all these Islamic states, maybe Boko Haram have their own state, maybe they will adopt Quran as the law. But right now, the Bible is the spiritual law. There are two sides to a man. The natural and the spiritual. So the law of the Bible covers the spiritual. But the Constitution covers the natural. I can give a lengthy analysis on that, but that's not my focus now. Okay, Supreme Love says yes. God bless you. Supreme Love, where are you watching me from? I'm seeing your comment for the first time. I think you are a first timer. Have you subscribed? Have you turned on the notification button? Supreme Love, I'm waiting to hear from you. So, when Kamala said people leave Trump rally early, Trump gave her back what they usually call woto. Trump said Kamala Harris usually pay people to attend the rally. Egbon Trump, are you in Nigeria? Maybe Trump is, maybe the father or mother of Trump is from Nigeria. For Trump to think that Kamala Harris will pay people for rally, how many people do you want to pay when you are not in Nigeria? That they will be paying people to vote for rally. So you can see that Trump was making some assertions that it's really not correct. Supreme Love say you are in North Carolina. Okay, God bless you, Supreme Love. Make sure you subscribe, Supreme Love. Because we are still going to dive into some analysis as the election close by. So make sure you subscribe, turn on the notification button. If you are watching me for the first time, please subscribe and please like. Please, like. If you are seeing me for the first time, now other people wait on they like my other analysis. That's why YouTube recommend this one to you. He said, who are you in support of? Did you Chena, Peter, Mbegbu? I'm not in support of anyone. If you listen to my analysis very well, you see that I'm not in support of anyone. We are reviewing their policies, their performance, their prospect, 3 in 1. Maybe you saw my flyer. Policies, performance, prospect. That's what we are doing. Policies, performance, prospect. That's what we are reviewing. I don't have anyone. Because, like I said earlier, they are like this. If you think that Joe Biden says, Donald Trump says something. Kamala Harris will say another thing that will also favor you. Then you'll be confused. So it now depends on your priority. It's your priority that will now determine who you vote for. Just like the abortion issue that I just said now. To people that are, that likes intercourse, that they know that, they are always getting, pregnant per seconds. They will just go and vote for Kamala Harris. But if you are the type that you hate migrants, you don't like anything migrant, you'll be very fast to vote for Trump. Then if you are the type that you hate migrants, but you like intercourse, then you'll be confused. You hate migrants, you like intercourse, then you will now vote based on your priority. If it is intercourse that's your priority, you just go and vote for Kamala Harris. So you can't really say one candidate has a very super something. They all have their strengths, they have their weaknesses, depending on the individual that is to exercise his franchise to vote. So it depends on the voter. But I have asserted that the election, the popular vote, it will be between a range of 1-2 million. It won't be a flawless victory for either Kamala or Trump. It won't. I don't see it coming as a flawless victory. In fact, that electoral college of a thing, we have strong effect this time. Electoral college, especially the swing states. Some of you watching me from the United States, you understand this thing? The swing states, this is something. I think you are just joining us. You say intercourse, intercourse. Now, serious thing for the US. They do intercourse per seconds. Maybe you are just joining us, but you are welcome. I think this is the first time you are placing a comment because I've not noticed you before. G's Flex Zone 47 or something. You are welcome. Make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification button. So, when Trump hit back at Kamala Harris that Kamala Harris paid people to attend, I'm like, God, Trump, Trump, Kamala paid people to attend rally in US whereby people will even be donating money for you. It's not like in Nigeria that you be a superman. No, people will donate. They are naira and kobo, they are toro kobo, they are dollars and cents. They will donate it for you. It's not like Nigeria. So Trump assertion that Kamala was paying people sounds somehow silly. I expect him to come up with greater argument when Kamala said people leave Trump's rally early. And all you could say that, no, they didn't leave my rally early. She's the one that used to pay people to attend that rally. Trump, are you a Nigerian? Did the Tinubu, the Buhari, the Atiku of this one, did they learn from you? Did they learn from you? If you say Kamala Harris is paying, are you also paying? Because to me, it sounds somehow. It really sounds somehow. Now, one major thing in that debate again, for people that watched it, and if you don't watch it, don't say it doesn't concern you because you have family in US. It was when Kamala Harris pointed out that key Republicans spoke against Trump re-election. That people that worked with Trump are standing against his re-election. That was a very strong point. But Trump, see, give it to the United States. I swear. For real. Give it. See, Nigeria is not yet there. If you take Nigeria, the way they are doing, like 200 years. In fact, a minimum of 200 years before they get to where United States are now. Because if you watch that debate, you will see intelligence at play. That's why when I started, I said, I acknowledge and respect the intelligence of Trump for a septuagenarian. Somebody in the 70s to still be like responsive like that. Kudos to him. Sincerely. And he was speaking very fluently And even in his body language, you can't predict whether Trump was tensed or not. But Kamala Harris exposed too much of body gesture, which I think she needs to work on for our next debate. Her body gesture often reflect what is going on in her mind. When Trump hits her hard, you see her body gesture. I think that is not too good. Our team needs to work on that. But Trump, even if Kamala Harris says something that hits him hard, he will just be looking like this. And one thing is so that he won't be destabilized. If you notice in that debate, he didn't look at Trump. No, Trump didn't look at Kamala Harris. He was looking straight. He was looking straight. It's a strategy. Kamala's body language was reflecting what is going on in her mind. Please, if you are watching me for the first time, please take a moment to subscribe. Subscribe and turn on the notification button, please. And please like this video. Like this video. I only have 20 likes since. I will make I just sign out, make I dey go. Because now they enjoy me. Now no like video, just to like video. Show love, people. Like this video. I see you, Neyi. All about life with Neyi. Shout out to you, Neyi. Supreme love. I see you. I'm having new viewers today. You that you are watching me for the first time, you are enjoying me. It's because of other people that like the video. That's why you are enjoying me. If other people have not liked, YouTube will bring the video to you. Then if you are watching me for the first time, you are enjoying me, but you are failed to quickly go and subscribe, you are on a long thing, because you can even forget my name after watching this video. Then tomorrow you now be saying, what's the name of that doctor, that political scientist that I listening to? What is his name? What is his page? You are on a long thing. That's why you need to take a moment to subscribe. And when you subscribe, mention it in the comment section. Let my class captain, let them welcome you. I have Freedom Trace, I have Stanley, I have just something TV, and a host of them. I have class captains, let them welcome you, and I will acknowledge you as well. Take a moment to subscribe, turn on the notification button. So Kamala's body language was too childish. That's why, when I started, I spoke about experience, that experience counts. You understand? I spoke about experience. I said experience do what? Experience count. For Trump, from his body language, you can see that he has experience. So that he won't be destabilized. So that maybe Kamala Harris made some gesture. So that he won't be destabilized. He didn't even look at Kamala Harris at all. When Kamala Harris is making her remarks, Trump was looking straight, the way I'm looking at my camera. Trump did not look the side to look at Kamala Harris. He was looking straight. That was very strategic. Then, when Kamala Harris made some important points, and it hits Trump hard, like when she said people are leaving Trump rally. Trump wasn't forced. I think Trump's team, Kamala Harris, need to improve her team. Sincerely. Because despite making that strong remark that will naturally make anybody to talk, what do you mean by that? That's a lie. Trump did not what? Trump did not turn. No. He was looking straight throughout. He was looking at the moderator. If you watch my video yesterday, I said something about eyes on the ball. For my regular viewers, yesterday, I gave an extensive, discussion of eyes on the ball. That happened to Trump. His eyes was on the ball. He was listening with his ear. He wasn't looking at Kamala Harris. He was looking at the moderator and using ear to listen and process. And as an old man, if he's looking at Kamala Harris, his brain may not process fast. That's why you need to acknowledge Trump's team for that. They package him well. Let's be sincere with ourselves. They package him well. Because he wasn't looking at Kamala Harris at all. That was a strategy on the part of Trump. So that his brain, when he's listening, he's not looking at her. He's concentrated. His brain can easily process things. So when Kamala said key Republicans are against you know what Trump said? Trump is a very rugged guy. He said, I fired my appointees because they did a poor job. See that response. See, Nigeria is still far away. Let's not deceive ourselves. Nigeria, with the kind of leaders that we have, that they can't even come prepared that to hold a media chat. That okay, even if it's a guided media chat, that okay, the president will speak about the economy, they can't even chat you. Not to talk of debate. You know, chat, you are the only one, you are relaxed. Debate, now fire for fire, now fireworks. Your opponent will be doing you as if they want to kill you. In a debate, presidential debate for that matter. But Trump instantly, that's why, despite his old age, shout out to Trump. Shout out to Trump. Trump immediately said, I fire my appointees. Then instantly, he took a swipe at Joe Biden and said, they don't fire their appointees. Another interesting thing, you know, follow me, we are going somewhere. Another interesting thing, Trump said, see Trump, he said that people that he fired that disagree with him, that they've been writing books, that they can only use him to write books because they know it will sell. But that Joe Biden will not even do something interesting. That Joe Biden will not even do something interesting that will compel them to write a book. See that response. Let's you know, follow this thing well. Let's learn some things. Which is, you know, it's like a game of football. When your opponent bring it unexpectedly, are you prepared? Like I told somebody that is way younger than I am, anything, the person will start crying. I say, no, something happened in your workplace. You are crying. When you are supposed to calm down, listen, articulate your point, present your argument. That crying is nonsense. In fact, crying, some people will interpret it as guilt. I just advise. After like 6 months, the person came back to me and said, Dr. Deji, thank you. That something happened in my workplace. I just remembered the advice you gave me. That if you see the way I was placing my submissions, you know, when they say something, I say, no, I bet to disagree. Based on so. That at the end of the day, they were now calling the person the law. The law. So when people bring, I don't know whether some of you are putting that debate into your personal life, because that is the greatest lesson. If you are unable to contextualize anything from that debate into your personal life, then you've not watched the debate. Sincerely. If you are unable to put anything from that debate into your personal life, you've not watched the debate. You are just watching you are just watching two people talking. Because that is one of the greatest lessons. What are you able to put from that debate into your personal life to be a better person? It's very important. So when Trump responded with that missile, it was a hit. That he now gave example of people that he believes are underperforming in the Biden administration, especially in terms of economic policies, implementation, and economic advice, that Biden has left without sacking them. He mentioned some portfolios. Then he now said the reason why those people don't like him is because he sacked them. And when he sacked them, they were writing books. That he is a sellable guy. That's why they can use him to write book. What a brain. You know, when Kamala Harris gave brain submission, I acknowledge it. On the part of Trump, imagine that. What a brain. What a brain. Which is, you blow me, I give you uppercut. That was what it appears like. Intelligence. Unlike Buhari, your brother Buhari, that Oshibajo will still be teleguiding. They will be asking A, he will be asking Z. Nigeria will still vote for him, or he will still rig his way into office. Look at what happened to Joe Biden. What is the difference between the Biden debate, the first debate with Trump, and the debate Buhari had, that this girl, Kadaria Ahmed, anchored. You guys will remember that debate that Buhari attended with Oshibajo. What is the difference between Joe Biden's debate with Trump and that of that talk with Kadaria Ahmed? What is the difference? It was during that video that they showed Amechi when Buhari was not performing, that Amechi mistakenly did like this way. Amechi was like, Rotimi Amechi was like, bad market. Say, what now? What be this? So she na our candidate, they mess up like this. Still yet, Buhari find his way into office. That's why you see that Nigeria has a long way to go. If you are just watching me, do well to subscribe, do well to turn on your notification button. So I find that point very, very interesting. That Biden never fired anybody regardless of their poor performance. That was a hit. And Kamala couldn't fire back. So for that, I will score it for Trump that no, na hit. But Kamala also have a very strong point when she mentioned that Trump got bad recommendation from his former cabinet members. It's like a referee. Some of you that work in a professional organization, they will say, oh, bring 2 referees to speak about you. From former cabinet members and Republicans, mainly due to contempt for constitution. You know, say Trump is more like a crazy guy sometimes. And these people, they are big on abiding by the constitution. So Donald Trump, got a blow from Kamala. In fact, a heavy blow. Boom. It's just as if now you are struggling for a position. They not say, people that have worked with you before, they are not supporting you now. They are not even recommending you. You know, saying a big blow. But Trump, as Omogbon, wise guy, he quickly said he fired them because of their poor performance. Then Trump, when Kamala Harris was tackling Trump as regards the abortion something, Trump later, give her back by saying she will confiscate your guns. You know that apart from intercourse, in US, they don't joke with their gun. They don't joke with their gun. Let me take some comments. Let me take some comment from my people. You guys have been dropping comments. If you are yet to subscribe, please. So it is free. It is free. Subscribe. Turn on the notification button because every election is coming. I don't even know which date I should fix for that one. Maybe you guys should advise me. I want to do it before the election day. By then, I would have activated calling session. So the election day is going to be a long thing, And if you know any other people, recommend this channel. Let them come and listen to the issue of their state. The election in Edo State has been a tug of war. So please, you will see the subscribe button. Please subscribe. Turn on. That logo bell that is beside. That's the notification button. Please like this video. Let me take some comment. Please keep dropping your comment. At least it's a way of me knowing you for anything. If for anything, that's one of it. Then, how will you be in a community? People are commenting. You just sit down. So you go comment now. So long as the moderator is not discriminating. Forget, don't say your comment doesn't make sense. No, I like to read comment that doesn't make sense. As much as I like to read the one that makes sense. I like to read every comment. If your comment doesn't make sense today, in the next 2 months, 3 months, if you are watching me, you begin to drop comment that makes sense. Rome wasn't built in a day. So yeah, we don't discriminate, okay? Let me take some of your comments. Where did I stop that time, Let me acknowledge some of you that I'm seeing for the first time. I see Tiff Mego. I think You are watching me for the first time. Have you subscribed? Tiff Mego. Before I go back to that, Alex Sariu, I see you. He said Trump is not a Christian because he said that he doesn't ask God for forgiveness because he doesn't sin. Okay. Neil says, in fact, I read it somewhere that Putin wants to support Kamala. I don't know how true it is. See, Putin is playing intelligence game. I'm telling you the truth. Putin, you can't take his word for it. If he says he wants Kamala Harris and you believe him, you know you can't rate Putin. Putin, a very crazy guy. Yunusa Wada, I see you. This flex zone, all about life with Niyi. He said Putin endorsed Kamala, but that's a political move. God bless you. You see that I'm here to see his comment. Before I say you can't trust Putin. You can't trust Putin at your own risk. If you are yet to subscribe, please take a moment to subscribe. Turn on the notification button. Freedom Trace is responding to our Steve Mego. That's what I said, though. I said you guys be responding to each other. Make it interactive. If somebody says something, but don't abuse. Oh. If you abuse, I will remove you. You won't be part of this platform again. Don't abuse people. Oh. But you guys can debate. You guys can engage yourself and debate. Say, no, I disagree with this point. This is how I feel. Another person will come and say, no, I think it should be this way. You guys are still learning from each other as you are listening to me. So I encourage people watching that, okay, if somebody drop a comment, respond intelligently to that comment. Don't abuse people. Don't abuse. I don't tolerate abuse. You know, those platforms that Hausa will be fighting Igbo will be fighting Yoruba. No, God forbid that. On this platform, everybody love themselves. Okay. So, Freedom was responding to Chief Mego. He said, what was his answer? Nothing. When they asked about national abortion plan, Stanley says the truth. What Trump said about our campaign. Uche Nambegu say, who are you in support of Deji? I don't have anybody I'm supporting. No, I will tell you the truth. I don't have anybody I'm supporting. You know, Alex Sariyo, I see you. He said he paid the people who showed up to his first announcement. I think you are referring to Trump, right? And Mark Anthony Oriaku. He says Tinubu is the Nigerian version of US Joe Biden. Do you guys agree with that? That's from Mark Anthony Oriaku. And Mark Anthony, I'm seeing you for the first time. Have you subscribed? Have you turned on the notification button? Have you liked this video? Noel says, in America, if you are talking to someone or debating with someone and such individual fail to look at you, it's a sign of disrespect. KH compose herself and make sure she talk to the camera. Well, I won't totally disagree with you. But you know that sometimes it can also be a destabilizing factor. Or maybe Trump is seeing himself as he's seeing Kamala Harris as beneath him. Maybe. It may also be a sign of disrespect, though. One can't rule that out, according to Noel. But I see it more as he trying to be strategic. That's what I see it more as. I see it more as strategy than disrespect. Though there may be a disrespecting factor, but I see it more as strategy than disrespect. Supreme Love says, where are you from? I don't know. Is it me or you're asking some of the viewers? I don't know. Stanley says, yes, Anthony, you are right. That's where APC get their evil policies. Abimbola Opola. I think you are watching me for the first time. It says, for peace sake, we need strong, firm, rugged, resilient, and bold United States of America president. We'll go for DJ Trump because without world peace, every other thing comes to them. You see what I was saying the other time? That's what I was saying, that it depends on your priority. And that's why I said the election, the popular vote will be the margin will be very close. See now, to Abimbola Popola, what peace is more important than the right to abortion? It mean I say my brother Abimbola Popola, Abi Opola, doesn't like intercourse too much. My brother like peace, ambassador for peace. So to him, because peace is important, what is he going to do? He will vote for Trump. But to people that intercourse is what is important to them, especially those young voters, they may want to go for Harris. You know, the great Tony says his immigration restrictions is for the good of the country. If you are going to America, make legit documentation and you enter legitimately. My brother, speak from your perspective. You know, speak from your perspective. The hunger that is beating people in Nigeria, you won't even remember good documentation. You just want to japa jadan. You know there's a difference between japa jadan. When you go and you use 10 years, 15 years, you come back. That's japa. But jadanu is forever. You die in that country, they bury you in that country. Your spirit will be roaming among white people. You'll be the odd one out when they are doing spirit of the dead meeting at the cemetery. That is jadanu. The way Tinubu they flop people in Nigeria with harsh economic policies. Even if you enter with visa, you see a lot of people that they won't want to come out. Come out to where? Come out to Tinubu. Come back to come and meet Tinubu. Or to come back and meet Buhari. So people are going through a lot, sincerely. Let us speak like Nigerians, like Africans. People are going through a lot. So it's not that if you are able to enter legitimately and have legitimate documentation, thank God for your life. See people going through Libya. If they don't get wetin they pursue them, they pursue something. Before you go feel come up for us, won't go through Libya, enter Europe. It is easy. Some of those people drink their own urine. Maybe you guys should watch some of their documentary on YouTube. Maybe I'm sure you come across a documentary whereby they drink their own urine. So Nigerians are going through a lot, but the only problem I have with Nigeria is most of them are not wise. The government that is putting them through suffering, they won't tackle him. They'll go and be tackling their neighbor. Their APC, their neighbor is PDP, they'll be fighting themselves. Stanley Ojuoro, thank you for welcoming Great Tony. Lloyd Inyako says, I have subscribed. Hello from London, brother. Thank you, Lord Inyako. I see you. If you are yet to subscribe, you are on a long thing. Oh. And if you are watching me and you are yet to like, you are wicked. Oh. Just to press like, press subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. Oh. I'm not asking for super chat, super speaker. In fact, I'm yet to activate such self. You know, people usually have super chat, super sticker where they collect gift. I'm yet to activate my own. So there's no way you can give me anything. But just subscribe, turn on the notification button. Let's make it happen. You know. Anthony Noah, I see you. Virtual creative collaboration says new subscriber. I see you. I see you. Stanley says Deji is right about Putin. Virtual creative collaboration. I'm seeing you for the first time. I welcome you. This Flix Zone says I agree. Agree with what? I don't know. Okay. Virtual creative collaboration is acknowledging Stanley. Stanley is one of our class captain. Here with Polithink. Virtual creative collaborations. God bless you. I see you. Chibuke Umeokolo. He says, Deji, you are funny. You can't just be analyzing. You must be funny along now. You know? Life too hard already. Shout out to you, Chibuke Umeokolo. You know? George Eziora says, Nigeria, we hail thee. Okay, we hail you too. Virtual creative collaboration, thank you. God bless you too, sir. God bless you. God bless you. I see you. I acknowledge you. So let's go back into this thing. When Trump says, Kamala, Bala patient, you are watching me for the first time, right? Have you subscribed? You know, let me take this one from Uche Nambegu. It's a long comment, but I think it's asking something. He said that you need to get Trump's stance on abortion correctly. He didn't say we stop abortion entirely, but he's against doing it in the 8 or 9 months when the baby is formed. I disagree a bit, and I want other people in the US to comment on this. It's not 8 or 9 months. Oh, no, you've gone too far. I think I heard. I think maybe is it after 6 weeks or something, or 6 months, not 8 or 9 months. No, not 8 or 9 months. Not 8 or 9 months. Maybe other people can attest to that. It's not 8 or 9 months. It's either 6 weeks or 6 months, something like that. So when they ask another major thing, one of the highlights of that something, when they asked Donald Trump that, do you regret any action of yours? 6 weeks. Thank you, Jigs Flex Zone. 6 weeks. 6 weeks. Virtual Creative Collaboration, thanks for subscribing. I see you. Beautiful blessings. Same to you. Bala Patience, have you subscribed? Subscribe, turn on the notification button. So when they said, do you regret any action of yours on that day? What the Trump did, which is a very dangerous sign. These are some of the things that can harm Trump. Rather than for him to acknowledge or to take a stand or to use that opportunity to say, well, under my presidency, anti-democratic elements won't be tolerated. I'm talking as if I'm a presidential candidate now. American democracy has come a long way, and my administration will do all it takes to protect not just American democracy, but the institutions that signifies, or that, you know, that democracy itself. Is that not a good speech? Does that not make sense? But Trump didn't take a specific stance. Instead, he started blaming Nancy Pelosi and said there is a leak statement. No, you don't need to minor in the major. What is your own stance? You said you want to give them, I think maybe is it 1,000 or 10,000 guards that they say no, they didn't want. Fine, you can say that, but why not take a stand? And that is why some of the ruling elites that cherish American democracy, that's why some of them are against him. Because they believe that this one, he seems to be having the trait of Buhari. You know? So, that is why, that is where Trump made a vital mistake. He should have taken a stand. He should have taken a stand and give a very intelligent response. Of course, Trump knows that they will definitely ask him questions about January 6th. He knows. There's no way that debate could have gone on. In fact, during Joe Biden, the January 6th issue still came up. So he has another opportunity to respond to the January 6th issue. Why would he not use that opportunity? If I yet to subscribe, please take a moment to subscribe. Subscribe to this channel. Turn on your notification button. Stanley, I see you. Stanley, you've been a great class captain today. Stanley, I see you. When I activate the calling session, I see you, Stanley. Stanley has been a great class captain. Stanley is the one monitoring all your comments, because we don't tolerate abuse here. If you abuse or you insult people, Stanley will report you to me. I'll remove you straight. Bye. Stanley, I see you. Shout out to you. Sarah Ajiboye, right? I see you. Sarah, you are watching me for the first time. This is the first time I'm seeing your name, because I familiarize myself with my viewers. Sarah, have you subscribed? Where are you watching me from? Sarah, mother of the universe. Sarah, where are you watching me from? I see you. Then there's one Oxymacho. You are watching me for the first time. You have not seen this name. Chinwe Adam Adakama or something. Sorry if I pronounce your name wrongly. I see you. Then Bala Patience, I see you. I guess you guys are new viewers. Joan Louis say, why is America so gay now? I don't know that one. No. Me, I know if you live, I know if you live all the beautiful women in the world. When they follow men, no. God forbid, though. Yes, so Muhammad Mujid, you they laugh. Sarah, mother of the universe, was that not what God promised Abraham? Abraham is father of the universe. Sarah, mother of our mother, you are welcome, Sarah. Mother of the universe. I greet you, Sarah. Shout out to you. You know, let me read your comment, Sarah. You say, do you think you are smarter than Trump? If you sat at that podium where they ambush you, would you be able to articulate, you know, like you are trying to tell us what Trump should have said? See, my dear, our mother Sarah, you see, there are some things that it comes with the job, right? For instance, now, if I bring you here to say, as I'm facing the camera, looking at you straight, oh yeah, talk to people for 5 minutes, you may not be able to, right? But when you are going for a job, you would have, if you want to be an accountant, you would have some training, Abby. So it comes with the job. And if it is Kamala Harris, we can still excuse that she doesn't have presidential experience. Trump that has once been a president. So I don't think that is an excellent excuse, sincerely. You know. Stanley, I see you. Thank you for helping me welcoming there. Sarah Jiboya, Mohammed Majid, Joanne Luz. Have you subscribed? Subscribe, oh. I want to see you again, oh. Ruth J, you are just watching me for the first time because I've not seen your name before. I know my returning viewer. If you return tomorrow, maybe I will remember you. Ruth J, you have returned today, but I know you are watching me for the first time. Ruth J, you know. So please press the like button, great people. Press the like button, you know. So as I was saying, let's go back to this analysis, okay? Trump made a mistake. For instance, one man that made a comment about world peace, that said he will vote for Trump, right? You remember there was one man that I read his comment. His profile picture is like he's putting on tie. There was one man that I read his comment. The truth is that world peace is important to him. That's why he wants to vote Trump. Do you know that there are some people that respect for the institution, the democratic institution, is what is important to them? So Trump missed that opportunity, sincerely. Trump missed a great opportunity because they asked him that question during his debate with Joe Biden. He is supposed to answer them in a very political way, an intelligent way. Trump, do you need a political scientist? Do I need to lay hands on you and start prophesying before you know how to answer questions on January 6th? Do I need to begin to pray for you? Do I need to add in Jesus' name? Because that January 6th issue is one of the... In fact, the January 6th issue was what led to Trump impeachment. Trump is the only president that has been impeached twice. So if you have an opportunity whereby a debate and the American people are watching, you should be able to give a response a prepared response. That I'm a Democrat, and that's why I'm that's why I'm submitting myself to the democratic process, which I hope I will win. And when I win, I'm going to uphold the institution in the, you know, that those are the things that you say. So Trump really messed up in that regard. Let's be sincere with ourselves, because the January 6th issue is a major. Rather than for him to respond, he said, "Oh, I've said that I've said that I want to give them 10,000 guards or something." They say no. Then he pushed it to Nancy Pelosi. No, the box stops at your table. Then the moderator mentioned something about Oval House and said his tweet came 2 hours later when a lot of damage has been done. That is a clear opportunity for Trump to have put the matter to rest. A very clear opportunity. Because either Trump likes it or not, that is what some people will use to judge him. If you are just watching me, please subscribe, turn on the notification button. That is what some people will use to judge his government. And please do well to like this video. So Trump didn't do well in that regard. Then when Kamala said Trump left US with the worst unemployment since the Great Depression, I didn't get a strong feedback from Trump. You know, we are analyzing their performance, their policies, and their prospects. PPP. It will be good if you tag this analysis of tonight. US presidential debate, Trump Harris PPP. Their prospects, their performance, and their policies, PPP. That's what we are doing right now. Stanley said, Deji, you are right about January 6th matter. Trump really, see, that January 6th, he know they react. Okay, why don't they ask Kamala about January 6th? No, she wasn't the president at that time. But Trump knew they react, and he wasn't prepared. Even if it's a well-orchestrated political answer, I believe that he would have been prepared. But he just put that opportunity away. So those people that are using January 6th against him, he has even given them more leverage to continue to use it against him. He has given them more leverage. The assertion that the Democrats are making that Trump will undermine the institution of state, that he has contempt for constitution, the action of Trump in that debate has even solidified those arguments for the Democrats. Life and Journey of Henry. I'm seeing you for the first time. Make sure you subscribe, turn on the notification button. Life and Journey of Henry. I'm seeing you for the first time. How are you, Life and Journey of Henry? You know, maybe one day we'll bring you to come and tell us about that, your life and journey. There seems to be something interesting that we need to know. Like I said, there's going to be different aspects on this platform. There will be a program called Your Perspective. Oh, my returning viewers, one of my returning viewers, Emmanuel Blackshill. Where have you been, Emmanuel Blackshill? You are joining late. Why, Emmanuel? Why? You've missed a bit, oh, Emmanuel Blackshill. But at least you are here now. God bless you, my brother. I see you. Life and Journey of Henry. Where are you watching me from? Uchenna Pitambe said, do you think the moderators treated Trump fairly? I think yes. No, the answer is not no. If the moderators, if they counter the first assertion of Trump, can we say that is an unfair treatment? When Trump asserted that the migrants, that the locals were clamoring that the migrants were eating their dogs, and they countered it, is that not fair? Let's be fair. I think the moderators were very professional. Nobody only passed, you understand? But in terms of being fair, I will score them. I will rate them a pass mark. If you are watching me for the first time, do well to subscribe. Do well to turn on the notification button. And you guys should be responding to each other's message. You understand? If somebody says something and you feel otherwise, but don't abuse. If you abuse and my class captain report you to me, Stanley, I hope you are on standby. I will remove you. That's goodbye. Yeah, we respect each other. No matter how you think your comment doesn't make sense, don't worry. We like your comment. Rome wasn't built in a day. Okay? I'm still coming to take some of your comment, oh, you know. Life and journey of Henry. Freedom to say complaining about the moderators means you know you lost the debate. Okay, life and journey of Henry, you are watching from Ontario, Canada. Okay, that's good. You are welcome, my brother. Maybe one day I'll visit Canada, but if I visit, maybe that'll be Newfoundland, where my friend is with his wife. Memorial Investor of Newfoundland, in Newfoundland and Labrador. Maybe I'll visit there one day. Shout out to you, Live and Journey of Harry. You are welcome. Make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification button if you are watching me for the first time. Because YouTube feel no recommend my video for you again. Oh. So as they recommend now where you enjoy me, quickly subscribe. So you feel they see more of me. Okay? This is Polithink with Dr. Omoshola Deji. I'm a political scientist. Okay, you say Deji, I'm standby. Okay, you know. But I know my people are great people. You see that nobody's unlike some platform that even the person that is the resource person, the person speaking, will not say anything meaningful. He will just be abusing Igbo, abusing Yoruba, abusing Hausa. No. When you have a lot of things to say and you are resourceful, you don't abuse. And you go to the comment section. This one is fighting that one. That one is fighting this one. At the end of the day, what have you achieved? It's just a waste of time. No, we don't do that here. You know, God bless you, my people. You know. So that opportunity, Trump really missed it. And when they said he left, that was according to Kamala, that he left the worst unemployment since the Great Depression. I expect Trump to quickly flog Kamala. In fact, it would have made sense if Trump placed that argument on COVID. Just as, you know, Nigerian government, any small thing, they will say, oh, the COVID pandemic. They'll be using it to lie. So I expect Trump to have also used COVID to lie. To have used it to save himself. When Kamala Harris threw that punch, I expected that when Kamala Harris threw it, Donald Trump would have. So one of the things Donald Trump could have used to is COVID. But when Kamala Harris threw that major strong point, as regards having a great number of unemployment since the Great Depression, Trump, as much as he usually give good response, just as the one that when Kamala Harris threw the punch that Republicans are backing her, that people that work with Trump are making bad comments, and Trump said no, I fire them. Unlike Joe Biden, and he was mentioning some economic portfolios that are not performing, and Joe Biden has failed to fire them. That is a strong comment. So when Kamala Harris threw that employment something, I expect Donald Trump, even if it is COVID, that he will use to rescue himself to, you know when you are fighting box and they throw on you. But Trump was just lose guard. Now so punch in time for face. I was expecting him to perform better. When this lady Kamala brought that argument, Shobola Oluwadamilare, Shobola, you are watching me for the first time. Where are you watching me from? Your name is similar to my own. Shobola, I am Omoshola, you are Shobola. I think there's show in both the names and there's Ola. Shobola, where are you watching me from? I know you are my first time. You are watching me for the first time, I'm sure. So where are you watching me from? Shobola says, your analysis is intelligent. Nigeria is learning. Our first problem starts with INEC and we are yet to tackle it. In what ways will the US debate helps Africa? Okay, I'll come to that. If you are watching me for the first time, please take a moment to show. Some of you are not liking this video. Just to press like. You don't say that like, you get what they do. People where they press like for my past analysis. Now I make YouTube recommend this video for you when you dey scroll, where you see am. So YouTube press like so that other people go fit come enjoy wetin you dey enjoy. You know. Lance Morinsi, which flag is this? Okay, Shobalolo Adam Laris, I'm watching you from Nigeria. You know easy to watch from Nigeria. You know easy to watch from Nigeria. If you are watching me from Nigeria, shout out. In fact, let me clap for you. Because it's not easy. Okay, Kingsley Mbora. Says, well done, Chief. I saw your interview somewhere yesterday. Even today, I've done 2. Yesterday, I did 3. I had 3 sessions, 3 media analysis. I don't have time for YouTube before, but I just thought, make I just do this. Is like, let's have a community of polythinkers. Let's just be educating ourselves. So if YouTube recommend my video to you, you are lucky, because there will be face-off. You know what they call face-off? For instance, now, if I see your comment and I see that 2 people, they are disagreeing with each other, they are debating. If it is interesting and I see that there are people of intelligence, I'll bring 2 of you. Oh, yeah, come and do face-off tomorrow. I'm still coming to that, but I'm here to activate that. That's why if you subscribe, this is different from other channel where you don't learn anything. No. I'll bring 2 of you. Oh, yeah, come and do face-off. I'll be the moderator. 2 of you will be doing face-off. You'll be entertaining us with your argument. Okay, you believe in APC. This one believe in PDP. Oh, yeah, come do face-off. It will be very interesting, right? So we are getting there. But I want to first of all activate the calling session. It matters to me. First, calling session that you can call in. So I'm working on that. After that, you can do face-off, your perspective. And also, that's why I said you should subscribe. If you subscribe, there are some people that I will give opportunity. What business are you doing that is legit? Come and tell us. If you are a building contractor, there may be somebody here. Don't think my viewers are poor people. My viewers are not poor people. My viewers are great guys. Whether they are watching from Nigeria or from Canada or from US, my viewers are great people. Because for you to spend your time to be listening to me, that you want to hear something intelligent, you are great already. That's a sign of greatness. I'm telling you. So if you be say the person will go give you that job, will go make you prosper. If you be say they watch right now, if you be say now that person you dey respond to in comment, so that's why you need to subscribe. Go and subscribe. Turn on the notification button. Like this video. God bless you. I'm still coming to your comment. I'm still coming. But let me vibrate small before I come back to your comment. Let me vibrate small. You know? Abbas Ibrahim, I see you. I see you. So, then Trump says he will cut tax and create a great economy. He will cut tax cut. Instead of Kamala Harris. You see, it was an interesting debate. Some of you that didn't watch it, after my analysis, go back and watch it and begin to remember this my analysis. It was a very interesting debate. Trump says he will cut tax. He didn't say who will be the beneficiary of the tax cut. Is it a national tax cut that you will reduce the percentage nationally or for some occupation? I was expecting Kamala Harris to come in that regard. But Kamala also lose guard. I was expecting Kamala Harris to approach further and say you want to cut tax. What is the percentage of tax to the national income? If it affects it, what will be the substitute for the tax you want to cut? See, this thing is brain. If Kamala had come from that angle, she would have nullified from that. Okay, you want to cut tax. First, Mr. Former President, what is the percentage of tax to national income? Is it a general percentage for everybody that you want to reduce it maybe by 5% or 10%? Then that 5% or 10% that you reduce, that will amount to millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars. What do you want to use as a substitute source of earning for that one that we've lost, for that tax, if you cut it? But Kamala Harris wasn't able to come in that regard. He paid me. It was very painful. It was very painful. Then Trump tried to insult the sensibilities of people that suffered monumental casualty during COVID by saying he did a great job. No, It was COVID that mainly made him lose the election. So for him to come and say he did a great job, what kind of great job? That Americans were dying like chicken. But one thing Trump said, that if you watch that video, Kamala Harris, when Trump made this argument that I want to say, Kamala Harris was struggling. You know, Kamala Harris is not too good with body gesture. When Trump hits her hard, you see it in her body gesture. You see it in her face. When Trump accused her of policy inconsistency, Kamala was struggling. She was struggling. You know, she was struggling. Instead of her to come all out, to be able to defend it, why she has changed. She can say, okay, happenings in the country. For instance, if she's supporting that Americans should not have maybe access to guns, for example. Maybe she wasn't supporting it before. Now she's saying Americans should not have access to guns. Right? When somebody was shot dead in US, somebody should try and remember me that case. You know, the one I'm remembering now is that of George Floyd. For instance, if she's supporting great sanctions for the police before, let me use that. But now she's not supporting. She could have used a case, a national case, to defend her argument for policy inconsistency, that in the light of new knowledge, in the light of happenings in the society, because in politics, nothing is constant. For instance, you may wake up in the morning, your wife already knows that every morning that you wake up, you like akamu, pap. When you like akamu, it doesn't mean that tomorrow morning you can wake up and say, no, I don't want akamu today, give me cornflakes. So Kamala Harris, when they're accusing her of, you know, I told you the one where Trump fuck up. Now Kamala, she could have said that in the light of new knowledge, in the light of happenings in the American system, in the light of new facts, those are the words too. Those are, I don't know. Some of their political scientists, they lose guard. In the light of new facts, I decide to change my perspective on so and so. They'll give you thumbs up. Say, yeah, great woman. Great woman. You know? You say, great woman. Life and Journey of Henry says, Mr. Deji, about the tariff you intend to impose on goods coming from abroad. I think it was about cars. Trump argued that they are building car plants in Mexico, in countries close to US, with the hope of selling that car to the United States economy. Why the United States economy did not benefit from the jobs of those cars, that they are going to site cars in countries close to US, that it will use tariff to finish those cars. I think Trump was referring to cars in terms of tariff. Yes, I heard that. I heard that part. If you are watching me for the first time, do well to subscribe and turn on the notification button. This is Polithink with Dr. Omoshola Deji, political scientist. So, in response to my brother, Life and Journey of Henry, he was talking about cars, that the construction of car plants, that America is not benefiting from their construction. They took the construction of the plant to Mexico, but they are intending to sell the car to America because America has the market and population, that once he enter, he will use tariff to kill those cars. So in order to strengthen local production, which is a strong argument. which is a very strong argument for Trump. Very strong argument. So, while Kamala would have used to defend her policy inconsistency, she wasn't able to come up with. You know that when you are doing a presidential debate, na little thing that they tell win people, sha. Na small thing that they tell win people. Please like this video, great people. If you are watching me for the first time, subscribe, turn on the notification button. Yes, you see now, Stanley, thank you. Manufacturing plant in Mexico. He said Trump refers to manufacturing plants to Mexico, Abi. I know he was talking about, I think it was about cars, right? The manufacturing plant is car manufacturing plant. Am I correct, Stanley? I think he was talking about cars. Oh, Chemtrex is here. Chemtrex, great guy. Great guy. One of my loyal viewers. Chemtrex, where you did since? You always late come class. The class captain, they are writing your name that you did late come lecture. Chemtrex, where have you been? Great to have you. You see that I know my viewers. You can see that I try to familiarize myself with the viewers. No. Yes, Stanley affirmed that it is car manufacturing plant. Yeah, I'm correct. In Mexico, yeah. I'm correct. So if you are not dropping comment, how will I know you? Then I usually pray that if you see me and you are enjoying me, you enjoy my analysis, and you're like, okay, this guy is making great sense, and you fail to subscribe, I don't pray that YouTube should recommend my video to you. You are wicked. So that the day that something important happen, you just be thinking, who is that man that usually give good? I've watched his video on, so what is the name of that man? No, but it's already too late. That's why I usually advise you, if you are watching me for the first time, subscribe. You know? Yeah, Stanley, I see you. Manufacturing plants in Mexico. I'm correct. God bless you. Yeah. Chinwe Adamaka is also affirming that. You know? Which is a strong point on the part of Trump. So, Kamala Harris wasn't able to defend, just as Trump. Let's be fair. You know? If I had to subscribe, take a moment to subscribe. Just as Trump wasn't able to defend the January 6th accusation, he wasn't able to convince the undecided voter or those that have something against him as regards that event of January 6th. Kamala Harris as well, on the other hand, wasn't able to convince people that are seeing her of double standard. She wasn't able to place a strong argument on people that have noticed her policy inconsistency, which means you are hot today, you are cold tomorrow. 4 years ago, you are hot. Today, you are cold. Policy inconsistency. In an economy like the United States, where the people demand accountability, where politics there has a strong hold on ideology, you don't want people to see you as somebody that is inconsistent with policy. No, it's a big flaw. It's a big minus. You can see that I don't have any candidate. You can see how I'm picking it for both of them, right? On this platform, we don't joke with objectivity. That's why if I speak today and it favors you, come tomorrow, come and hear. That's why you cannot like me, you cannot hate me. Today, if I speak and it favors you, you like me. Tomorrow, come and hear. If it doesn't favor you, you will hate me. Next tomorrow, as you come, say, you know, let me just hear the G small. You will like me again. Don't be say we no go dey fight. We go fight now. You know, but we fight intellectually. We fight intelligently. We won't fight and say, oh, that. No. We don't do that. Yeah, no. Temptress, no worry, my brother. Also go pay. You say now also. You know, how you did? I did, my brother. Those are one of my loyal viewers. Shemtrex 007. Shout out to you. I see you. Stanley, I see you. Willie, are you still there? I see you. Freedom Trade. You see as that they call my loyal viewers. See as that they call them orphaned. Right? Where is Tracy? Stanley, have you noticed that we've not seen Tracy? Where's Tracy? You know, Chemtrex, where's Tracy? That lady, you know, where's Tracy? I wish Tracy maybe can join before we finish. I have not seen Tracy today. I noticed, you know, and Tracy is one of our loyal viewers too. Shout out to you, Tracy, if you get to watch this video later. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. So that policy inconsistency, why was she not able to defend such a very strong point like that? Now fuck up. Now fuck up. Emmanuel Blackshay will say, yes, I've not seen Tracy in a while. Oh, Emmanuel, you remember Tracy, right? So if you are watching me for the first time, you are yet to subscribe. Subscribe, oh. Subscribe, turn on the notification button. You know? Subscribe. Let me know you. If you are commenting, there's no way I won't know you. But if you just sit down watching, you are hibernating, I don't know you. And knowing you, it has its own benefit. Later, as we continue this platform, you understand what I'm saying. So policy inconsistency is a great accusation in a country like US. And Kamala Harris wasn't able to go all out to defend it. Now fuck up. And the interviewer, some of you that said the interviewer were not fair to Trump, the interviewer wasn't satisfied. They took a jab at Kamala Harris. They said, you said your values have not changed. Why is your policies changing? That's one of the interview. I think the guy, the moderator, was the one that made that statement. So you are saying they are not fair to Trump. No, you are making a mistake. I think those guys, they try. They may not be perfect, but they try. Sincerely. Because they said they gave it straight to Kamala. They serve her water. They said, you said your values have not changed. Why is your policies changed? Because they believe that your value is attached to your policy. What you stand for will determine what you pursue. I think that's the simplest way to break it down for you. What you stand for will determine what you pursue. What you believe in will determine what you implement. I think that's another way to break it down for you. So if you say your values have not changed, why is your policy changing? That was one of the moderators, that guy, that gave it hard to Kamala Harris. So if you are saying they are not fair to Trump, was that fair to Kamala Harris? You know, Stanley says that were Kamala flip-flops. Thank you, Stanley. He said policy in America is important. Very important. Very, very important. It can make or destroy you. If you are watching me, do well to subscribe. Do well to turn on the notification button. And do well to like this video. I have only 43 likes. Kilo day. And you dey enjoy me. You don't want others to come and enjoy me. So it's very important. They gave it out to Kamala Harris. Then, see, one thing that Trump did that I didn't agree with. Virtual collective creation is also buttressing my point that USA policies are critical. Right? In US, they don't joke with. They want to know what you stand for and be confident about it. Do you support gay? Look at Obama now. He supports gay rights to the last. He stands for it. Some people, even if they are against what you stand for, some may still vote for you. Right? So they like to know where you stand, that this is where the president stands on this particular issue. They like to know. If you are just watching me for the first time, take a moment to subscribe. Turn on the notification button. So they like to know where you stand. But there's one thing Trump did that I don't really like. I think it is I won't call it a misstrategy. No, it is not a misstrategy, but I can call it like the cheap way out. Because Trump, in the whole of that debate, he was doing something. He was using migrant policy to defend anything. If he runs out of point, he will wrap it to migrant policy. Economy, he will say, oh, the economy is failing because migrants have come to take the jobs. If they talk of insecurity, Trump will say, oh, there's insecurity because they left the border open. The migrants are just coming in. I think, at some point, I got so tired of that argument. It was becoming a lame argument to me. Because anything, it will wrap it on migrants. Are you saying that the locals don't commit crime? Some of those shootings that happens, in public places, in schools, was it migrant? Is it all the crimes committed in the US that it is migrants that are doing it? So to me, it appears, and you would agree with me that the migrant community vote is also significant. If Indian Americans, Asian Americans, African Americans, Latino Americans, Chinese Americans decide to vote against you, all of them, everybody that is a migrant or of migrant origin, decide to vote against you, can you win? It will be a bit difficult. So when you are now using migrant as an excuse, it became a lame argument. Because when they say, oh, economy, they will say, yeah, because migrant. When they say unemployment, we say yes, because migrants have come to take the job. When they talk of insecurity, we say yes, migrants are the one committing crime. It became a lame argument because you can't say because you want to win the mind of the white supremacists, then you begin to lose the migrant. Because when you do identity profiling, I think that's what Trump is doing. Those kind of profiling will work against him. Chemtrail says Trump does not stick to the script. I agree with you, because I don't think his campaign team would have done such a poor job. I refuse to believe that. So I agree with you, Chemtrail. I think he was not sticking to script. And though in that way, you are showing clear disdain for anything migrant, which the migrant, if they are going to argue against you in their community, they will argue racist. So that alone is a disservice for Donald Trump, a very great minus, whereby you put anything but you place it on. For instance, to buttress some of you that watched it, when they were talking about the January 6th, what the Trump said, go and watch the video. When he ran out of point, when he blamed Nancy Pelosi, and he said that Pelosi's child has a recorded tape, that there's a voice note whereby Pelosi acknowledged that she's the one to be blamed for not accepting the 10,000 guards that Donald Trump has earlier offered. Go and watch it now. What the Trump did, from nowhere, irrelevant point. You know when they say something is irrelevant point? From nowhere, he just brought it on and said what those people that invaded the legislative house on January 6th, that what they did is not up to the crimes that immigrants commit. How does it connect? How does it? You can't rationalize it. How does it connect? You really can't rationalize that argument on behalf of Trump. You just sit down and begin to imagine that, how does this thing connect? January 6th, illegal migrant, how does it? If not that there is clear video, and see that most of the people that came there on January 6th were white. Trump would have just said, oh, it was illegal migrants that, invaded the complex on January 6th. So that was a very lame argument. The argument holds no water. So Trump was showing so much disdain for illegal migrants. Anything like this, he will wrap it on illegal migrants. He even went, when they say illegal migrants, it's not only Africans who that what they call people of color. They call blacks people of color as if that their yellow skin is not color. That one is not color. It's not referring to only people of color. You remember Trump mentioned Venezuela. He mentioned Venezuela. That even when some of them cross into the United States, that there are people who want them that don't ever come back home. So it's not like his disdain for migrants is only, maybe you'll be thinking maybe it's Africans or Nigerians. No. Because he mentioned Venezuelans like twice or thrice. If you are yet to subscribe, take a moment to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification button, please. And like this video. God bless you. So, his obsession with migrants is a minus for Trump, sincerely. Then Trump, also on migrants, he said 11 million undocumented migrants. That was the line that he mentioned Venezuela. He didn't say 11 million came from Venezuela, but he said that Joe Biden's administration had made it possible for 11 million. I think if he's saying that 11 million migrants are in the country, I may agree with him over time. But if he says that 11 million came during Joe Biden's administration, I disagree. No. You know what 11 million is? 11 million people. That's a lot. That's huge. That's huge. No. But then, Kamala Harris was on ground to serve Trump one dirty blow when she said Trump has history of national security crime, economic crime, sex crime, impeachment history, and recently conviction. It was as if I should collapse. When I heard that, I'm like, hey, whoa, flawless victory, oh, flawless victory. If I to be if I were employed to be an examiner, to be scoring them on the strength of their point, if 1 point is 3 marks, that point alone, I will give Kamala Harris 9 marks times 3. It carries times 3 marks. That's what I'll do. Because when she mentioned that people should not vote for Trump, that I think 81 million people rejected him. That's why he's not president today. And she said Trump has history of national security crime, economic crime, sex crime. In a very rigorous debate, if they bring such point against you, my brother, you are finished. Oh. Straight. If not that Trump has been able to win the hearts of some people, that he has his own fanatics, he has his own dedicated followership. Now, very dirty blow. Because Kamala Harris took her time to say sex crime. She even went on to say impeachment history and recently conviction. When I heard that point, I'm like, hey, Kamala Harris, you want to finish Trump, but Trump has composure. That kind of point would have hit Trump so bad. But what the Trump did, he maintained, what's the word they used to use now? Steeze. He just maintained composure. He didn't even blink. That's maturity. But that point, and you know that when they throw that point against you, if you're watching me for the first time, please do well to subscribe. Do well to turn on your notification button. If they throw you that kind of punch, and you are not able to throw it back to your opponent. You know that if your opponent say you have national security crime, economic crime, sex crime, impeachment history, recently conviction, that is a total of like 6, and you two, you are able to bring out 3 and say you two, you have economic crime, you two, you have professional crime, the thing for balance. But Kamala threw him the punch. He was not able to respond in equal measure. So that's another one against Trump, right? And I said that he largely rationalized illegal migrants killing people and committing crimes on January 6th. That's absolute nonsense. But Trump, for his age, septuagenarian, no, he tried. The guy tried. So, if you look at it as a whole, what did Trump did? Trump mainly tried to justify his re-election bid on world peace. You know that he took time to rubbish Biden, and he took time to rubbish Kamala Harris. That Kamala Harris was part of the delegation before Russia invaded Ukraine. Russia still went ahead to invade Ukraine. That Kamala Harris is not a respectful figure in the international community, and she doesn't have negotiation skills. That was when Trump said that he will end the war when he wins the election, even before swearing in. But the truth is, can he truly do that? No, that's a lie. Because it's not easy to end a war. You want to end the war. And on what capacity will you be acting? When the United States has a president, a sitting president in Joe Biden, just because you are the president-elect, you now want to be acting like president. Because you will need some American resources. You will need some American resources for you to be able to carry out such function. So where will you get such state resources from? For instance, the FBI may not agree you reaching out to Trump without it being documented, without your conversation with Trump being transcribed. You know what transcribed means? That is, as I'm speaking now, all what I'm saying must be written down. That means you are transcribing it. All what I'm saying must be written down. So the FBI, for record purpose, because of the strange relationship between the United States and Russia, which is the poster boy for the failed Soviet Union, your communication as president-elect will be very important to FBI. So, will FBI use the apparatus of state for you without the express approval of the commander-in-chief, even if you are president-elect? Because if you are president-elect, you are elect doesn't mean you are the president. You must take oath of office. So Joe Biden, even if you will still be in charge. So if you now say that you will end the Russia war in one day as president-elect, that is not possible, God Trump. But you know what? When he made that assertion, Kamala Harris was just looking like Lucozade. Instead of Kamala Harris to ask him that, or in what capacity will you be acting, and for you to achieve an end to the war between Russia and Ukraine, you will need the apparatus of state. In what capacity will you be using the apparatus of state in a presidential manner where there's still a sitting president? In what capacity when there's still a sitting president? Then if Russia is doing anything with you, is it binding on the United States when you are yet to take an oath of office? For instance, if you want to end the war between Russia and Ukraine, you'll be making some commitment. For instance, you may want to promise Ukraine that you will rebuild Kiev, the capital of Ukraine, that you will rebuild some cities for them, and that will cost you millions of dollars. So, in what capacity will you be making that promise to Ukraine when you are not yet the president? Can you commit the US taxpayers' money to an international project when you are yet to be the president? Are you following me, great people? Can you, when you are yet to be the president, if you are watching me for the first time, take a moment to subscribe and turn on the notification button. As you dey hear me, you know they enjoy wetin I dey talk. You know they feel am. So subscribe, turn on the notification button, so that you go fit dey see more of me. Because if YouTube just decide not to recommend my video to you, you don't lose with that. Oh, and I like to be your friend. I'm your loyal friend. So please take a moment, just a moment. Just one tap like this, you subscribe. Click that subscribe button, click that notification button. God bless you. So, in what capacity would you be making the commitment if you want to end the war between Russia and Ukraine? Because there's no way you won't make some commitment in terms of aid, in terms of loans, in terms of infrastructure, and you are here to be the president, and you are committing that. Even there's some commitment that the president of the United States will want to make. He will first of all consult with the legislature, so that when the ratification of those things comes, is needed, he had carried the US Senate along. So if you are here to be the president, in what capacity will you be doing that? As president-elect, no, it's not possible. You cannot. The role of president-elect is different. So you can just justify, of which Trump already has a strong argument by saying in his time, there's no war, although I disagree. So long as Ukraine, I made the analysis yesterday. You can watch the video, my life of yesterday. So long as Ukraine is not ready to bow down to Russia, so long as Ukraine is still willing to go and align with NATO, with the West, the Canada, the UK, the France, the League of Western Nations that are anti-Russia, and Ukraine shares border with Russia. So if Russia allow Ukraine to go and join NATO and align with the West, that means NATO can come and set up military base at the border between Russia and Ukraine. So imagine now that Nigeria is sharing neighbor with Benin Republic. If Nigeria is Ukraine and they join Russia, that means Russia can come and set up a military base in Badagry. That is a serious threat to Russia. Putin will never allow that. So that war that Trump said didn't occur during his time is just a time war. If time had permit, that war would still have happened. That's the truth. It will still have happened. It will still have happened. Then Trump said Iran. Trump na rugged guy. He said Iran was broke during his administration because of US sanctions. But now, Iran have about $300 billion because Harris and Biden took off the US sanctions against Iran. That's a very strong point, very logical point, very rugged point. That now, all this Iran, Iraq, they were under the sanction of US. In fact, there's something they call oil for food. Don't take my word for it. My people, they do research small. Don't say now only me do research, I can't they feed you. No. Do some research. When the United States invaded Iraq during the time of Saddam Hussein on suspicion of nuclear weapon, which was later found to be false, the sanction crippled Iraq. That as when they first allowed Iraq to export oil after the US invasion of Iraq, it was just for US made it so difficult in such a way that Iraq was exchanging food. Iraq was exchanging food for was exchanging oil for food. In fact, maybe if you Google something like US invade Iraq and oil for food, maybe I think it should bring out an article that you can read more about it. So Trump was saying that those countries should have still be under sanction. Some of those Middle East, that you do the other time. But Iraq now, because Biden and Harris lifted some of those sanctions, that Iraq now is rich to the tune of $300 billion. That Iraq now have started misbehaving. So in all, as I try to wrap up, it's been a very interesting time with you. If you are here to subscribe, please take a moment to subscribe. What I see is Trump employed divisive tactics. If you look at the whole debate, he employed a lot of divide and distract tactics. When it doesn't favor him, he will try to distract. I've given you a plethora of examples. So I think Trump's strategy for that debate was divide and distract. While Kamala Harris came to that debate to defend three things: conflict in our value and policies, the shortcomings of the Joe Biden administration, which she is part of, and our own policies ourselves as a presidential candidate. So it's not an easy thing, right? Let me acknowledge my people. Stanley, may God thank you for me. You've been a very you've been a great class captain, Stanley. Champion says Iran, not Iraq. Okay. I think it happened in Iraq too. Why did I say so? I was reading some of my colleagues' work then, and it's from Iraq. It's from Iraq, and his work was about US invasion. His work was about US invasion. I think it happened in Iraq too. Oil for food. Which country did US invade? Was it Iran or Iraq? Check well, Chemtrex. It's Iraq. Not Iran. It's Iraq. US invaded Iraq. Which country did Saddam Hussein was their leader at that time? It's Iraq now. Saddam Hussein. Yes, it's Iraq. Virtual Creative Collections. Shout out to you. I see you. If you're yet to subscribe, turn on the notification button, because I'm about to call it a wrap. Tomorrow, we'll meet again, right? Where we Polithink, by the grace of God. Regina Zulike says, good job, Dr. Deji. Great analysis done here. Very objective and unbiased. Keep it up. Regina, I see you. Shout out. Regina, you are watching me for the first time, right? Because this is the first time I'm seeing your comment. Where are you watching me from, Regina? Where are you watching me from? Regina, I see you. Chemtrex, I see you. You said you were referring to the sanction. Chemtrex, read well about this thing that I'm saying. The sanctions, the oil for food sanction was on Iraq. Read about it. How you will know? Because I was one of the guys that read that part in the guy's PhD thesis. He was a junior colleague to me then. He was researching about Iraq something. So I was the one that, because before he gave it to his professor, he said, that I should help him to read it and give some comment. How you will know is Saddam Hussein ruled which country? It's Iraq now. It's Iraq. Maybe there was another oil for food sanction in Iran. I don't know, but it's Iraq. Saddam Hussein. The fall of Saddam Hussein is Iraq. I'm sure of that. So just read about it. Chemcheck, shout out to you. Chemcheck that usually come late to class. Regina says from Nigeria. God bless you, Regina. Let me clap for you. You know why I clap for you? It's not easy to watch from Nigeria. You know, if you are abroad, if you are in the US, in the UK, in Canada, it's easy to watch from there because there's endless data. But for you to use your data to be watching me, you won't regret it because there's no time you will watch me that you won't take home something. There's no way. That's why I usually tell people to subscribe and turn on the notification button. God bless you, Regina. I see you. God bless you. So tomorrow we return. And tomorrow is on the 12th, right? Maybe I'll communicate with you guys for the Edo election analysis. I already have my outline. It's going to be very, very interesting. So I will communicate the data ahead so that you won't say you don't know, because I won't repeat myself. It's going to be very interesting. Analysis of the Edo election. Like I said, I usually foretell the outcome of election, but in this case, I won't tell you that I foretell that so person will win, because if not, some of you will come for me. Some people will even say maybe I've gone and collect money. But I'll give you some very deep analysis that, and that would guide you to know who may win that election. It's going to be very deep. If you've listened to my analysis for long before, at least you can know what to expect. And when I tell you when I started this one, I said, when I dive into the analysis, it's going to be very rugged. We're going to tear it to pieces. Regina, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. To be watching me from Nigeria is not easy. Shout out to you. It's been an interesting time with you, great people. If you are watching me and you are yet to subscribe, please subscribe, turn on the notification button. I am Dr. Omoshola Deji, political scientist. Yes, that's my work, political scientist. Till I see you again tomorrow, because I'm not always far from you, have a great evening. God bless you.